Hello and welcome, Draft League fans. This is an awesome way to start the stream, isn't it? This isn't even DPL. But anyways,
Yeah.
I'm here today joined by Dougal and Slick Panther. You guys want to say hi
Hello.
to the stream while I go ahead and link stuff and all the servers and
What
stuff?
up, what up?
L5, I think you should read the Antheart message word for word.
Word for word, yeah? You think so?
Yeah, I think you should.
I'll give it a go. Dropping. By the way, some context, this guy was 6-0 in the Swiss stage, going in to play K-Crick, and let's say there was some shit talk beforehand about how he's so good and everyone else is so overrated and why isn't he given a shot in DPL and stuff, like why is he undrafted, all that stuff. And then K-Crick, we'll see the replay, we'll go over it, but this is the aftermath. Dropping. K-Crick is an autistic parasocial freak. I mean, is he wrong? He's kind of spitting so far.
Kind of spitting.
Don't even put my account.
The parasocial part isn't right, but maybe the rest of it.
Don't even put my account in the matchups if they don't smoke on ban it. On my soul, I never rage baited. I don't know what that autistic shit even means. Nihilegos online too much. Give them by to Fagos. So this is the aftermath of this game, which is what we're gonna start the stream off while people stream in for the actual DPL games. But it's just a fun intro. So if you are only here for the DPL games, skip ahead like 5 minutes or whatever. It's all good. Anyways, Antheart versus Shadow Blast. This is K-Crick. Oh my god.
Yeah.
There's a Tatsugiri on my screen. We
Terra
got
Blaziken,
Terra Ghost and then Terra Steel. This will be important later. All right.
Full context as well for everyone who doesn't know, K-Crick does like 20 mocks a week for his seasonal games.
He does, yeah. He's just actually weird for that. But
he wants to win.
So. I get it. He's undefeated, so
yeah.
Ice went into Yachi, and then Stone Edge almost KOs the Torrent. So great start for Antheart. He's really feeling himself right now. Now Terra
I think
Steel...
like Stone Edge like never kills unless Ant crits, even if adamant, unless like a boosting item.
Yeah.
But yeah.
Well, there's the crit. Crits the Ting Lu. And then taunt. Oh my god, he's in his head. Never mind, Ruination.
Cooking.
Yeah. Yeah, we ruined again. Nice. Dragonite in. Oh, imagine a Stone Edge. Game would be wraps. But E-Speed takes out the Lando. K-Crick up
you could like
6-5.
feel like you could feel like the intensity from K-Crick like clicking buttons in this game. He needed to win.
Yeah. If
Yeah,
he loses
his
this,
entire
he's
draft
actually...
career was on the line.
This is high stakes, bro. Tinglu comes in. Darkrai in on Tinglu. Ice Beam. A crucial freeze, by the way. This will be important. Now, just goes for another Ice Beam because he's an honest guy. But you're going to see later why this is a little bit silly. Alright, goes to Tinglu to farm up some regen on the AV Torn. Now look at this. Dark Pulse kills here. But goes for Ice Beam anyways, just for the funsies. What? I get it. And now, wow, the Torn's back at full. It's like magic.
Easy. And then he goes for the nasty plot on the full health Torn.
Yeah, this was an awesome nasty plot. I really enjoyed this one. As we U-turn to something faster or with Vacuum Wave, there we go. I mean, that was just an awesome turn. Yeah. Really high level stuff here. And Terrapagos comes in. I mean, we have a Petulant, right? So just go to that. Calm Mind's here,
Blocks
but
the spin.
incoming Toxic. It's faster than Petulant, which is an error on Shadow Blast part. Because he just sucks at EVing his Pokemon.
78.
We're doing this for real? Yeah, this is the intro to the video.
We had to.
Hop on in, Addison. Now, AV Torn able to check the Terrapagos because he failed to nasty plot beforehand and just KO it. It's cool. Blocks the spin, then goes Torn on the Dark Pulse.
God.
Now, will he spin again into Petulant? Doesn't even U-turn, by the way, because he's raw.
Oh, too tough.
Oh, he's actually crazy. Alright, Duraludon in on the Tatsugiri, but that shit does 69%. But it's fast Duraludon, NASCAR, outspeeds Draco Meteor. Now Blaziken comes in.
69 was crazy, though.
And you think Blaziken might be able to win from this position, but no, he has the tech. The Roar. He's got the Roar XD. This is awesome. Now Sableye comes in. on his screens, but he just freaking dies through the screens. Now Blaziken comes in, but see, Terra Ghost, it might be doable here because it's immune to Vacuum Wave and E-Speed now. But
nah, we packed.
You
the
already
Shadow
know.
Sneak
We
too.
feel prepared.
yeah, he actually came prepared for this one. And then he drops the "You ain't ready for DPL, bro." Stay in your weight class is crazy.
In your weight class is crazy.
Yeah.
That was incredible.
That was awesome to watch. As a spectator, pure cinema. But like, LMAO. So,
So good.
the aftermath of this was kind of crazy. Very fun to spectate. And then, you know, Antheart, he got a little heated. Using some slurs in DPL, so I had to give him a timeout, you know, all that sort of thing. And so then he decided the appropriate response was to leave every server he's in, drop all tournaments that he's in. I told him to drop a diss track on me on Thursday. That's his deadline. So if we see that, awesome, I'll respond. That'll be fun. But if not, you know, it is what it is. I tried. So yeah. We're gonna have some fun with that. But that's the intro for the video, and now we can move on to DPL. He got a little angry after being reasonably timed out. Yeah, pretty much. So that'll be fun if he does drop a diss track. I'm looking forward to it. If not, well, he ran away. Just like he ran away from the seasonal, and he ran away from, you know, every server ever. Yeah, it is what it is. We'll see. Anyways, DPL. We're back again once again. So we're going to start from the bottom, because Dougal has to go and his series is near the bottom, so all that. We're going to start with PTE versus ZFG, the number 1 and the number 2 seed, facing off in week, what is it, 5?
Week 5,
Yeah, week 5. Dropping at 6-1 is crazy aura, though. People just don't get it. I don't think so. I think it's the opposite of aura. That's a weak
I don't
mental.
think it's aura. That's not what I would
A
call
very
that.
weak mental.
I think, like, you know, like, dropping from the tournament and probably getting smog banned because of, like, one game to K-Crick is not aura. I don't know, though.
Yeah, it's cool, though. I get it. I get it. Alright. So, yeah. Number 1, number 2 seed. It's going to be, like, basically a playoffs preview here between these two teams. Ant said, "I'm done with your bum-ass tour. I'm out of here." Yeah, that's what he said. It's parasocialing.
That's the PG version of what he said.
Yeah. Yeah, parasocial's the word of the day, the word of the week, all that stuff. Anyways, if you enjoyed that little preview, go ahead and like the stream. And if you're new to the channel, be sure to subscribe, because I'm only like, what, 3 subscribers away from the big 1K? If we can get there on this stream, that would be super epic, awesome, all that stuff. Alright, but anyways, Scrappy10 versus Padox. These are 2 of my teammates from this season and then from previous seasons. I've teamed with Padox, I think, twice now? Or is it just once? I think it was twice. Maybe it was just once. I teamed with him in Infernal Armory. Is there another time I teamed with him? I think it might be just that. Anyways, team with both these guys. I think they're both really fantastic players. Respect both of them a lot. Padox is having a better season so far than Scrappy10, must be said. That being said, all of Scrappy's games are, like, reasonably close, I think. And, like, a few turns going wrong has been, like, really catastrophic for him. But Padox, you know, he was kind of the same way in previous seasons, and now he's on the bounce back, on the return, and he's doing pretty well.
Is he 4-0 at this point, or...?
No, he had a loss. He was
Okay.
3-1, I think.
Yeah, so yeah.
What's
Good
up,
stuff.
gamers?
Oh my god, is that the
Alright.
Addison?
It's the
Hello.
Addison. I might kill myself live on stream, just a forewarning, if that's okay with everyone.
Oh, no.
Oh,
That's how
Wait,
I would
what?
love Cake.
you share, like, your webcam or something? No,
It's the
I'm
way
kidding.
it's the way I want to go out. No, yeah, I got it.
Okay,
I mean, we'll
okay.
take
For
a
the
quarter to win
fans,
next
right?
test,
For the
but,
fans.
yeah.
I think you legally have to do that on Facebook Live, though, right?
Low-key,
Isn't that
Gloss
the-
needs all the help he can get.
Yeah. Alright. Diss track at
anyway.
1K,
Oh,
so
is this
true.
is this Swish? Is this Swish? Oh,
This
It
might be
is.
Swish. This is your expertise.
this might be my expertise. 1 point Regigigas, 1 point Electabuzz.
Yeah.
Off right now.
Yeah, this is your fault, by the way. This 1 point Regigigas. We had this at 4
Yeah.
points for a
Why?
reason.
I stand by it. Like I'll
No.
bump it to 2 next season, but
No,
like
it'll
it
be
was
at
never
least
being
3.
drafted, and there were things that needed to be drafted.
It was
Like, I don't
absolutely
know.
drafted, but you were not
Well,
around
let's
back
see.
then.
Let's see what it does in this game. Let's see.
We'll
what
see.
It does.
We'll see. All right.
We'll find out.
Full
Yeah,
disclosure,
we'll see.
Padox was coping about this matchup all week and just wants to play Elden Ring, but his captains wouldn't let him.
I get
Yo,
it.
that
Mm.
game's awesome.
In
So.
season 4,
I
people
get
were
it.
drafting Excadrill and Sword and Shield round 2, so I'm not worried about that.
I mean,
All right.
not wrong.
Exactly, Caker. That's what I'm saying. But anyways, Feeny surfs the Lando turn 1 for rocks, and then we see an explosion. Now, the whole game plan is based around weakening Feeny, and then Cinderace, Lele, Keldeo, they're all like working together in this way, but then Electabuzz comes in and he Psychics predicting the Nidoking, which I mean, fair enough, but like Feeny just stays in and removes the Expert Belt from Electabuzz. So Feeny's still low and all, but now the Jirachi comes in.
Jeez,
On
it
the
would be
table.
really bad if Finny somehow got back to full health.
Yeah, that would be catastrophic, I think. So we taunt the Jirachi, which is pretty nice, prevents the light screen, kind of reveals the full set in that, where it's going to be dual screens Healing Wish, right? Because no other set really runs the light screen. T-Bolts on the Weavile does half. Now Keldeo comes in, gets crit. How lucky can you get, etc. Now Torn comes in.
That's unreal.
Probably AV if it's coming in on Keldeo like this, and taking rocks. Now Electabuzz comes in on the Hurricane, does 37, and because it's AV and can afford all the coverage in the world, Superpower is going to knock it out, because Electabuzz is not that bulky without Eviolite.
No fear, by the way. Just does not care about static. Just
I get it, bro. Now
Yeah.
Lele comes in, doubles to Cinderace on the Jirachi. Really great play from Scrappy. Puts him in a position where there's no fire resist. So you can just click Pyro for a KO here, but we Flame Charge on some tryhard shit and allow the Healing Wish to go off into the Feeny, and oh my god.
Jesus.
You know,
No, it's
Uh,
okay,
that's not
guys.
the-
When he
the-
clicks Gunk Shot, he'll become a poison type. No worries.
Yeah.
That's not even the worst Cinderace switch play this
Oh, I thought we
week,
lost.
Oh
on
yeah,
this turn, bro.
there's more to come from Cinderace this week. Anyways, knocks
Yeah.
off into the Aegis Slash, which is weakness policy, which is kind of fire. Now we have
I
another
thought
opportunity
we
to
were in
weaken
call
the
watching
Feeny.
this game, and I thought if he's gonna click Autotomize, we're gonna lose, bro. Like,
Yeah, the problem is it doesn't KO Feeny from 99% HP, so yeah, unfortunate. Because it kills everything else. Like,
Yeah.
tough. If only this Feeny was at like 35 beforehand, that would be kind of fire.
He tried to sack it too to the.
I know, he
Evos,
tried really hard.
earlier.
Anyways, now Lele comes in for a Psychic KO. Now Weavile comes in, but we have a Keldeo right here. So Keldeo can pivot in, and I think on the sword stance here, this was pretty obvious because it's like Scarf Lele. You know this. But now you really need to go back to Lele on the Psycho Cut. It's just, you have to make that play. Doesn't do
It's
it.
just so obvious. Yeah.
Now Lele comes in, but you don't have enough sacks or turns. So Weavile goes down to Moonblast, but locking Moonblast means Nidoking comes in, just free Earth Power into Cinderace. And now Psychic Terrain is reset. There's 3 Pokemon that are susceptible to Psychic, so maybe Lele can get it done. Knocks out the Nidoking, but I mean, Regigigas and AV Torn, it should be enough, right? It'll depend on the Regigigas set,
Surely.
maybe. But it's Protect, stall out a Psychic Terrain turn and a slow start, all that stuff. Like, does 43%, respectable chip, but Toxic Protect is going to get the job done at the end of the day. So Protect, Psychic doesn't KO. If that crit, probably not because Torn still lives. But,
It was AV Torn too, right?
yeah, probably.
Yeah.
So Lele goes down. And honestly, I feel like a few crucial turns, like that Healing Wish into Feeny, is all it really took. Like, Scrappy was honestly dumpstering in mocks the whole week, and it overpredicted like twice here, and it really came back to bite him. So, well played
Well,
from Padox,
I feel
but
like if
also
the Healing Wish never, I feel like the Healing Wish never got off. Like every single time Cinderace came in, it was just getting a kill.
yeah, like you
yeah.
just
I don't
know.
pyro, and then nothing can even kill you.
Yeah, I'm not sure
Yeah.
what would even like come into revenge.
Like
Maybe.
Weavile
Well, what
can't
would probably
revenge you.
happen
It'd
is,
have to be
like-
Nidoking, and
Yeah.
like
It has to be Nidoking,
The thing
or
is,
like
if
it
you
needs
get a
to be
Flame
Weavile or
Charge-
Torn for damage, and then
even if
dying.
you get a Flame Charge off on, like, say, Jirachi switches into, like, Feeny on a sack, right? You Flame Charge into Gunk Shot, you're still, like, +0 attack. You can't one-shot Nidoking and it's going to kill you back. So you still have to switch on that thing. So it's like, you don't even
Yeah.
get that much out of it. So yeah, a bit of a greedy Flame Charge. Came back to bite him. But yeah. Then you have J. Ricky versus Can I Get Baso? Is this Undead? I'm pretty sure this is Undead.
yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's undead.
Just a round 4 Terra's root in a league, so confused right now. That's kind of crazy. The propaganda, we need to spread more of it. But anyways, this team, kind of crazy, right? Valiant plus Bolts, pick that up at mids. Shout out to Dino Crisis. And yeah, the fairy is a Grand Bull, but it's probably going to be AV Torn is the thing. Like, shout out to AV Torn. That one is so broken. We figured probably Terra Ground is coming. Could also be Terra Fairy. These are the two options, right, into the Raging Bolt matchups. But Ground also covers like the Goldango and the Cinderace pretty well, so that's what I predicted anyways. We'll see if I'm right. Yep, Terra Ground Torn. Wow, so epic. Raging Bolt leads off into the Torn. L. What's our Bolt? Terra Water. But he just Grass Knots Raw turn 1, so Undead is just the GOAT, and then he doesn't Terra. Like, that's just a raw play, you know what I mean? Like, what can you do?
Yeah.
Poor J Ricky. And then into Terra and U-turn, get the regen up. Yeah, he's just so fire. Now Goldango comes in on Jirachi as rocks go up. Not even trading rocks with Mesprit, this guy sucks. Nasty Pots on the Ting-Lu switch in, so we can at least chip down this Ting-Lu. Goes for a Reflect on the Ruination turn, but now Make It Rain. Gonna do 43% and then Earthquake. We're gonna live that because God EVs and trigger weakness policy, so this should get a KO here. Yeah, Make It Rain just knocks out the Ting-Lu. Shout out. Still +2, so you're gonna have to KO it with something. It's gonna be the Torn, sure. Now Mesprit comes in. I'll just trade rocks here. But Bleakwind does a lot. Wow, but Citrus Berry, shout out to J Ricky for that one. Very epic tech.
Huge Cherokee.
Yeah.
Huge.
Now Healing Wish goes out into the Raging Roger. Back up to full, but this Torn can just stay in Grass Knot, trade HP, and because it's regen, you know, this HP trade is going to go his way. And then you can just Grass Knot 2 at KO, and like, what are we supposed to do? Crook comes in, it is Intimidate, but you're going to see the Terrakion is going to be Balloon, so this guy really does think of everything. Might just be the GOAT. And Crook goes down to CC. Now, can Valiant get it done? There's a full HP Jirachi, so unlikely. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Goes for a Sword Stance, so maybe it can actually do something here. Spirit Break, gonna knock out the Terrakion, of course, from that range. And now Grand Bull comes in for the Intimidate, so only +1 Valiant now. Not gonna KO here. Yeah, 64. And Psychic Things always connects, so fair play. Now Cinderace comes in. Can he get it done? No, there's just a Dragonite, right? And a Terra Ground Torn. So honestly, Undead just played this one very well. Can't even lie.
Yeah.
So deserved victory here. But
Bit
anyways,
of a
2-0 for
bit of some
PTE. My bum ass
chat.
team. Now we have.
Is this the order that they were played, or
yes.
is it?
Yeah.
Yeah, it is.
This-
chronological?
I gotta say, the sorry bots, you got a lot to learn. It's
The
yeah,
stars,
yeah,
well, and then he immediately went in Cabal chat and was like, "SV is such an easy tier. It's for
Yeah.
babies."
Yeah. I mean, he's raw for that game. Can't even front.
He kind of.
We're
is,
frauds,
yeah.
yes,
Like,
who?
he-
So true. Anyways,
if
now
he
we
could
have.
back it up. Like,
Yeah, Subzero versus Lucas Numbers. Alright, this is kind of epic, right? Subzero, I think he's had a pretty good tournament so far, right? Isn't he doing pretty reasonably?
I
And then
think he's
Lucas
just
as well.
1-1 right now. Yeah.
Oh, is he?
He's up
I
there.
just remembered him winning.
Yeah.
That's all I remember.
He had a strong showing his first game and then kind of fumbled versus Zooch, but this is his. He took a
I mean,
week off,
Zooch
and
is
now
the
he's playing
GOAT.
this game.
This is a known quantity.
Yeah, it is.
Is he?
Zooch.
Can I get a
Oh my
Baso
God.
example?
That's your
Yes, you
teammate,
can.
bro. That's crazy.
What's up, Amy?
Do you
How
want
we
to
doing?
trade? Do you want to trade?
Anyways,
Uh,
so Lucas is doing pretty well in this tournament so far as well. I think he's 3-1 going into this game, so gonna be a fun one to
Yeah.
watch. Yes. Major threats, right? There is the what? I mean, the Roaring Moon
It's
is
good.
kind of covered by the Corv and the,
Yeah.
like a bunch of stuff, Ice Shard and all that. I mean,
And Lucas's
Sinistra?
only threat is like Bolt.
yeah, Sinistra's kind of annoying
That's
for
it.
sure.
Well, there was a Petron on the bench that we were really surprised to see, to be honest.
Yeah, so Petra is kind of interesting because it beats Terrapagos and blocks spin, but also our Ting Lusa is not really aiming to set hazards. I think it's pretty likely that you're going to be boot spam, right? Like boots Iron Moth, boots Sinistra, all that sort of thing. Seems pretty likely to us. And then, yeah, so our Lu is actually not even hazards. It's like Rest Talk with a dual stab, because like if you look at the team, kind of ruined by the dual stab, just like from Adamant Ting Lu. Does a lot to everything. And we're actually clear Amulet to block Strength Sap drops. Like, you'll get back to full HP, but eventually we're going to crit one, right? And like with Rest Talk, we can actually PP stall Strength Saps, which is pretty cool. But anyways, let's get into the game. Terra Poison, Bolt. What else? Terra Grass, Moth, and Terra Steel on the Sinistra. Alright, fair enough. Terrapagos leads off into the Weavile. What do we do here? Just knock off the Terrapagos, sure. So, breaks the shell, gets rid of the power herb, so we know it's going to be Meteor Beam. We've revealed Toxic. Now Ting Lu comes in because it is Rest Talk. I'm able to just soak the Toxic for free. Not really take too much chip on anything else. Lucky crit, but 2 KO'd anyways, and I think at that range, I mean, Terrapagos is in range of most of the team anyways. So maybe not the most impactful. Now Payback comes out, but on a switch it is not doubled, so 35. We know that a neutral one does 70, you know? Now Strength Sap on the Jirachi switch. And now Quillfish comes in on a Trick. So now the Quillfish is Scarf. Very epic. Corv comes in. Expecting like a spike here, maybe. But just Crunch comes out. And it's Rocky Helmet Corv. So all's well. U-turns on the Moth. And now what? Okay, Raging Bolt comes in. Terra Poisons. I think this was maybe a misplay. I think we probably could have gone Ting Lu there. But it is Terra Grass. So it's kind of hard to make that play necessarily. But Struggle Bug. That's going to be the reveal, right? Where it makes this Moth 1v1 our Bolt. So I guess... I mean, it is in theory Calm Mind fodder. But with Struggle Bug... I mean,
yeah,
that's going to turn the tables. Yeah.
No, yeah, I think you win the exchange, right?
Yeah, because that would have 2-hit KO'd there, but now you can just synth this off. But now that it's revealed to be like a bulky Moth, Ting Lu is pretty safe on it. No issue here. But the thing is, Sinistra can just come in, even on a Payback predict, like 36, whatever. Now Strength Sap is not going to like give us -1, but Payback is not going to KO without a crit. So 13 Strength Saps left, and there's the rest. Now we can Sleep Talk and start like just pulling stuff, but we actually don't opt to Sleep Talk. I'm not sure if like Matcha is a 3-hit KO on us. I think it's probably not, is the thing, because this revealed like max defense. But instead we go Jirachi, which like, sure, fair enough. Do we just get rocks here or what? We do just get rocks, alright. And here we trick away the Eviolite to Empoleon and get Boots. It's like, yeah, boot spam, basically. Because you're expecting a spin block on Petrarot. Now Carbon comes in. Great switch to Empoleon. Jirachi gonna come in, get flip turned on. And now what? Sinistra comes in again. Alright, now Ting Lu switches in on a predicted Shadow Ball. Yeah. And then switches on Corviknight. But I think this is where Subzero makes a nice read. And Shadow Ball's the switch into Corviknight. So really nice play there. And now what? Carbon comes in. So we're just kind of waffling around against the Sinistra, letting it get chip on everything, which really sucks, honestly. The light screen does go up. So that'll make our Ting Lu pretty easy to wake up in this scenario. And a spike does go up from our Carbink. Flip turn, we're going to sack that off into Iron Moth, which is also Boots, right?
It felt like Lucas's team had like no offensive like threats besides like Bolt.
Well, Weavile is the main win condition here. So it is +1 now, and one-shots everything from this range, so forces a sack on the Terrapagos, and now what? What actually comes in to revenge this Weavile? It's going to be Sinistra, which is going to force a Terra, and of course this is Boots as well, right? So this is what? 1, 2, 3 Boots? Yeah, makes sense. So forces the Terra Steel, and actually survives as Weavile, which is important because we have healing with Jirachi, and +2 Weavile later could be able to 1v1 the whole team. We'll see. So Jirachi comes in. We just go for like a reflect or something. Dual screens. Oh, it's Encore. See, I don't even know my own sets. Kind of checked out this week, low-key. But yeah, Pain Split here, gonna bring Quillfish up to full, but it is locked into that, so forced out. Ting Lu can go for a Rest Talk here. What do we pull? A Rest. Unlucky. But Goes Corviknight here, which I think was weird. I think you can just stay in and go for another Sleep Talk. This is just a sack and allows a free DD. And then you have to go Tinglu anyways. Like, yeah, EQ is really free from Tinglu. You're right, Musa. Now taunts the Sleep Talk. We're going to see Roost. So this full set has been revealed. It's Roost, Taunt, Knock, DD, and Earthquake is doing a lot of damage because we're like adamant.
But I was very surprised at the Earthquake damage there. It's like...
This is like physically defensive Moon, right?
Yeah.
And then we switch out again. I don't understand this. Like, we switch out just to like not kill this. Yeah, our Weavile literally freaking dies, and then we have to go back to Tinglu. Like, some questionable stuff there. I think you have to like either outplay the taunt and get a rest off, and then try to just like PP stall Roost with Sleep Talk and like Earthquakes, which you can totally do. It's mono knockoff versus Tinglu. It's doing like 15%, but instead we decide to sack our whole team. I don't really understand that from Lucas's end. But yeah, this Roaring was just gonna sweep us.
Oh my god.
Yeah. I mean, this is Zooch's prediction. He's known for being horrible at pick'ems. I just try to save the stream every week with my god reads, but
yeah, my team real quick.
You know how it is. Yeah, I get it. So now my bum ass team is down 0-3. What can we do about that? Well, now it's my turn, right? So if I lose this game, we're down 0-4 and we can't win the week. So big stakes. Right, I'm up against Wagen Fruit, who I think is a pretty good player. I've said this before on the streams, but I respect him quite a lot. I think he's quite smart about the game, the way he approaches it. And this is the first time I've actually played him, so it's going to be a fun one for sure. Now here, I'll go ahead and go into my sets a little bit, at least the ones that were revealed, because this is my build, so I know what it actually is. My Great Tusk here is going to be, what was it this week? I think it was Terra Electric, just for the Zapdos. I mean, pretty reasonable stuff. And then I had, what did I even reveal? I think I revealed Headlong. I definitely have Ice Spinner and Spin. I don't know if I revealed the fourth move. I'm not going to reveal it here, just in case there's a rematch, because I was actually not 100% sure on what the fourth move should be on this, so whatever. We'll see. Darkrai here, I think it's going to be Scarf, just to cover Battle Bond Gren, Trailblaze Zarude, all that stuff. Scarf Lottie as well was a pretty likely bring into me because of Dragonite. So, it covers all that stuff. And as well as, like, Dark Pulse is not that great for them to switch into. I mean, there's the Tinkaton, but Tinkaton allows in a lot of my team, a lot of big threats. So I'm actually really fine with Tinkaton coming in. Allows my Tusk to come in, and he doesn't have a Tusk answer, right? So yeah. As if I'm going to forget about the Latios because Tinkaton is blocking it. No, it's right there. I said Latios too.
The model is so bad. Like
it's so annoying. I'm not going to lie, but whatever.
That's why I stick with Gen 5 sprites.
Donphan's also just sitting on Tinkaton's head. Yeah.
Yeah,
that's gotta hurt.
Is possible. Just delete it from the game, honestly.
Yeah. But anyways, yeah. Darkrai Scarf. And then D-Knight is going to be DD, E-Speed, Ice Spinner, Earthquake, I'm pretty sure. Yeah, that makes sense here. And then Rotom Wash is going to be what? Just full Spadef for Gren. Yeah. Just Hydro Volt, yeah. Wisp, and I think Pain Splitter Protect. One of the other with lefties. And then Mesprit is like full Spadef, Citrus Berry, shout out to J. Ricky. This is my Latios counter. At least like switch in, right? Because I had Iron Crown on the build for a long time in Mox, but AV Crown actually just straight up loses to Calm Mind Lottie. So like it's not really that helpful, you know what I mean? Whereas Mesprit can just U-turn on it, put it in range of anything on my team. So pretty reasonable stuff. Why we put Tink in slot 1? Yeah, honestly that might be the meta. But yeah, this is just I think T-Wave, Ice, U-turn, all that stuff, rocks. And then my Salazzle is Choice Specs, Terra Fairy. Pretty epic, because like this is Dark Spam with a Latios as well, so like Terra Blast Fairy is like actually a really free click, because you never go Tinkaton on a Salazzle initially. So that was my whole idea behind this. I was actually tearing Salazzle quite a bit in Mox. In this game in particular, I didn't end up doing that, but yeah, it was actually really, really strong. Let's get into the game. We do see Terra Ghost Zarude, which is one of the expected types, honestly. I expect either Dark or Ghost, maybe Fairy. Those were kind of the three that I was expecting. So Ghost, that just makes my Darkrai even better, right? So I'm actually not that what's the word? Sad to see. I'm actually quite happy to see Terra Ghost. Now, the only problem is it's going to spin block my Tusk. But yeah, I lead off with Mesprit, but he leads off with Zarude. Unlucky. I just go hard Tusk on the Terra Blast. I predicted a knockoff, of course, but Terra Blast, good mid ground. And Cinevrat, thank you for the sub. Welcome to Duckling tier. Nice. So that puts my member... Hold on. I gotta edit it on my stream thing. 17.
We need like
This
what
is so
2 more
epic.
subs
Appreciate
or
that.
something like that.
Yeah. Someone at OG Albino right now. That guy owes me 5 subs for Keldeo kills. But anyways, need to be good at Mons. Yep, so true. But anyways, so my Tusk comes in on Terra Blast, and actually I'm in range of Power Whip here unless I do Terra. But I want to save the Terra option for Salazzle, so I'm going to predict him to respect the Terra Electric and want to switch out into his Donphan, right? Because Donphan, if you are like this kind of team, almost always is going to be Fizdef Rocky Helmet. And I'm definitely threatening a knockoff here, you know what I mean? So Donphan just makes sense. So I'm just going to, like, he's predicting a Terra Electric and, like, knockoff or something. So if I Terra Electric in front of the Donphan switch, I get Earthquaked. Like, that's just a perfect play from him. But because I'm Attack Booster, Max Adamant, Headlong Rush on this turn, I actually 2-hit KO Donphan raw. It is Rocky Helmet, but, yeah, obliterated in the neutral. Rats are calling. Very epic. See you later, Addison. So now Zarude comes in to revenge kill me, but I got what I wanted out of my Tusk. And I just go Darkrai as a pivot, and then I double to Salazzle, predicting these Tinkaton to come in. So I want to prevent rocks if I can, but Zapdos comes in instead. This is still fine, because I live any hit from Zapdos, and I do 2-hit KO with Flamethrower. So I'm just going to go for that. This actually reveals quite a bit of Spadef. Like, it's more than max HP, you know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
But then Volt Switch also does quite a lot. So, we're going to see. Now, Gren comes in, I just go Rotom, it's full HP, this is what it's here for. The ground type is dead, so I can Volt for free on everything. Very epic. Here he just stays in Dark Pulses twice. I mean, it makes sense with Protean, right? You're removing your Volt Switch weakness, so I respect that quite a bit. But with this chip, I'm able to go Darkrai, and I threaten like a Focus Blast, or he's locked into Dark Pulse, you know what I mean? It's really hard for him to stay in here. So again, I hit the double to Salazzle. This time I get the Tinkaton. Very nice stuff. And here I'm just going to overheat, I think, for a KO. Like, Gren can come in. No, it can't. 66, it's freaking dead. So shout out to Salazzle for that one. Now, Zapdos comes in. It will live in overheat from this range. So I go Mesprit to get rocks up. This is my opportunity for rocks. He misses Hurricane. Tough luck, but I'm like max Spadef Mesprit. That was doing nothing anyways. Now, Hurricane does 29%. And, yeah, so Ice Beam does 41. Very epic stuff. Now, Roost comes out. I U-turn, and this crit is actually pretty important, because this crit allows me to go Salazzle and overheat. If I didn't crit that, it wouldn't be quite in range, and I would have to go Great Tusk and Terra, which honestly is a perfectly reasonable play as well. But this actually opens up the Salazzle line for me, which is lucky. But I still had viable options either way, but this just allows a more forcing line. So I go for overheat. It's like 75 min on his spread, I'm pretty sure, so 78 I was willing to take that risk. Now Mesprit comes in on the Latios, pretty reasonable stuff. Now Zarude comes in, but I can just sack my Rotom Wash here, like the Gren's already dead. All good, don't need it. Now Darkrai comes in, because I don't want to go Salazzle on a potential Scarf Zarude, which it is kind of looking like at this point, right? It's only click Terra Blast. So Darkrai comes in, and this time I don't really need to double. I can just go for Dark Pulse on the Tinkaton, and my Salazzle is out of range of the Gigaton Hammer, just like 41 max. So I just go Salazzle. Pretty safe play by me, but Bulldoze comes out, so a nice predict on his part. He catches me there, but this also just allows my Great Tusk to come in. I Terra, and I basically just get a KO here with Headlong Rush. He could have gone Latios, but I'm really okay with that, right?
Yeah, you saw the Uxie to come in.
Yeah, it's like...
And it would pop the Citrus Berry.
It's pretty hard for him to make that play, right? Because I'm threatening so much, right?
Yeah.
Headlong Rush on the Zarude or the Tinkaton, or I can even just spin, right? I can spin on Tinkaton, and then potentially even sweep if it's not Scarf Latios, and if it is Scarf Latios, it has to KO me with something. and then if it locks into the wrong move, my Dragonite can set up on that, potentially win. There's a lot of stuff to think about in this game. But yeah, so Latios ends up coming in anyways to revenge kill me. Now Mesprit comes in. I'm pretty sure this is Scurve, but my Mesprit is useless versus Zarude anyway, so I may as well get my U-turn chip on this now into Darkrai, and I just Dark Pulse twice and win the game. At least that's what you think, because Darkrai is actually kind of horrible here and doesn't KO with its Zarude even though it's weak to it. I mean, what can you do about that? Dumbass Darkrai. Shout out to Professor Shuckle, by the way. That guy's the GOAT. Now here I go Dragonite. Now this was actually potentially a game-losing turn for me. I was debating between if I want to DD on this turn or just Earthquake. Now DD covers like a Synthesis here, but the thing is, if you look at his like Rotom Wash switch-ins, it really is just Zarude, like Pre-Terra, or like Latios. So all week I was playing against Jungle Healing, like Mono Jungle Healing Zarude, basically. So I was like, okay, Synthesis isn't that likely, and if it is Synthesis, I can DD the following turn. So it's all fine, right? But the thing is, he's Mirror Herb with Encore, which was revealed after the game.
Oh, it was revealed, yeah. I was gonna say earlier.
I wasn't sure if you knew, so I knew it, but I wasn't gonna say anything.
So if I did DD here, it was like really game losing. But fortunately, I just click Earthquake, go for the straightforward play, and that's gonna knock out the Zarude, and I actually bring my team a win. That was awesome. Now we're only down 1-3. So cool. My bum ass team. All right, now we have Hunter Zinfected.
This is my favorite game of the week.
Yeah, so true. Goes to show how strong Terra's Zarude is. Even at 3%, this thing is scary. Yeah, potentially could have won the game there if I didn't think that through. But yeah, Gypsy King here.
Did you actually like predict like the Mirror Herb, or did you just like?
No, I was like, I don't think it's gonna be Synthesis. Like I've been mocking versus basically Jungle Healing the whole week. So if it is Synthesis, I can DD next turn. I'm not like immediately losing.
Could have been Synthesis, but like
no, I think Jungle Healing was correct is the thing. So like, yeah. I mean, anyways, moving on. It's a Toxpex mirror. Let's get into it. Garchomp leads off into DNC. I think our plan here was to take an Earthquake in regular form, get rocks up, and then Endeavor like a Skarm or something, or Toxpex coming in. But he just rips the Z immediately, and our game plan's over. GG. Like, I was watching this game, saw that turn.
Such a tough read.
Oh
that
my
was
god.
insane.
Yeah. And the thing is, like, Ground Z is literally like so bad versus everything else. Like, there's a Tangrowth and a Celesteela, but like he reads the lead situation perfectly. Like, what can you do at that point? And then Drake goes into the DNC, and at this point, I'm in my server in like the live battles chat where like the playing players like they can't see it. Like, GG, we lost, and everyone else is like kind of echoing the same thing. It's like really rough in this position because rocks are up. We don't have rocks because DNC was our rocker, and now like how do we make progress versus Pex, Spidef, Skarm, and like AV Spiritomb? It's like so impossible. Tangrowth actually can kind of get stuff done with Leech Seed, HP Fire. You'll see if Hunter Z-Infected does have like Turbo Aids, he could potentially lose the game. But yeah. There's like a specific turn and example, but yeah. Energy Ball, HP Fire.
And hard thing, so we see a bunch of like ants in the chat.
Yeah.
Toilet ant, evil ant heart.
Very epic. Oh yeah. So Leech Tangrowth is actually really hard for him to remove from the field. So if we had rocks up, this was actually like such a nice set. Now here, this is the part where if Hunter has aids, we can win. Because we actually have Leaf Storm, and Energy Ball doesn't kill here, but Leaf Storm does after the drop. But like he has every reason in the world to go Skarmory here. And Gypsy goes for it. I mean, but Skarm is just coming in there.
He had to.
Yeah, you had to go for something. Like that was your opening. So I get it, but now the Tangrowth is -2, and you can leech, but you can't really do much reasonable damage anymore. So it has to switch out. And then you're switching on like max hazards. You have no hazards. It's just such a cooked position. Here, Latios comes in, Calm Minds again on the Spiritomb. As Foul Play goes out. But here, he's going to try to outplay Sucker Punches, I think. But Hunter has no reason to click anything besides Foul Play. Because you're going to see in a few seconds. This is +2 Latios Z Draco Meteor. But Spiritomb, A light snack. Oh my god. How do you live
His
that?
name is the goat.
How respectfully, how do you live that? Oh my god. Assault vest
For
is one
Ben and
hell
the
of a
Rocks,
drug.
it's so big. Yeah.
Yeah. Like having rocks up, I'm pretty sure Gypsy just wins this with Tangrowth plus that Latios. But hey, what are you gonna do? Gen 9 Latios div. Now Garchomp comes in for some free chip. I don't know why he's doing that. You should always just switch between Scarm and Pex Forever versus Tangrowth. Goes for Spite.
Does Hunter even need to do anything besides that? Can he just
No.
do that until Gypsy like solves himself out?
No,
Oh,
literally
and the
those
Spite.
two
Yeah.
kind of just beat everything at this point.
Yeah.
Okay, so this is going to be a pretty long game. We're just going to skip through
Just
this a little
the
bit.
PTE server, by the way, where all week Hunter was cooking about the matchup, and our best support was him telling him to give up like every week
That was awesome.
or every
Yeah.
day. We would just like literally ping him and be like, "I have a mock, by the way, but like give up."
Yeah, so Celesteela comes in. Selly can actually get stuff done here. Because this is also Leech. Like, it's double Leech plus, like, Rocks plus T-Spike. So if the Pex ever goes down,
Yeah.
like, you turbo win. But, yeah, this is not looking likely to happen. It's actually Shuka Pex. That does 15%. Goddamn. So Fizdef, Light Screen, Toxapex, just walls everything. Shout out. It's not even Haze, which is kind of crazy. No Haze, no Toxic, so it really is just Latios fodder. But
Wait, is that the real Ann in chat? Crazy.
on my life,
There's no
self-awareness
way.
of a dying rat if you think I give a fuck about playing in DPL, and that's why I was mad yesterday, then you show my messages like you know me. Who's parasocial now? We're just having a good time. W Ant, guys. Yo, diss track, drop on Thursday, please. Please, I beg you. I beg you, please drop it. Wouldn't be typing if you didn't care. Yeah, you show up in my stream and then tell me about you not caring. It's kind of crazy, but yeah. Be sure to like the stream.
Be sure to like the stream.
Yeah. True, Ant. They're all being parasocial about you. For sure. Yep. Shout out the parasocials. Yeah. Too funny. Straight buns. I agree. I agree. So eventually this thing's gonna run out of roosts, right? Surely. But yeah, this
One day.
Zera.
If it was Gen 9, maybe, but yeah.
I mean, eventually the Zera's gonna come in, Calm Mind one time, and sweep the game, because it's gonna be Shukaberry for the Scarf Crook, and that's gonna be it. Thoughts? Because it's a Z Garchomp, so it's surely Shuka Zeraora. Subscribe, L5's almost at 1k. Exactly, Caker. That's what I'm saying. Anyways, Zeraora comes in, finally, there's the Calm Mind, and Tangrowth.
Yeah, I mean, he was just waiting for a chance to get
Yeah.
Zeraora in at that stage.
Just gonna
Quickly.
freaking die. Now Crook comes in. I mean, Gypsy has to hope that Hunter has aids and switches on a pursuit. I get it. Like, it's so
Yeah.
obviously Shukaberry. Yeah, and there's the forfeit. So now we're 1 and 4. But I'm the 1. So, like, you know?
Oh.
I mean, we're still basically locked for playoffs, but it does feel bad not being able to win the week anymore. Are we just beefing in my chat now? What's the plan on 1k subs? Turn on ads ASAP. Get my money up.
Is that ad revenue, bro?
Yeah, ad revenue unlocks at 1k. I'm trying to be rich, bruh. I'm trying to be rich. I'm trying to quit my job. Please, please, bro, please. Yeah, I am 27, yeah. A generational crash out. Very impressive. Yes, I agree, PCZ. It's actually so impressive. Anyways, next up. So, reminder: if we lose one more game, we have officially lost the week. So, putting all the eggs in the Geniusx basket here. Crash out. Don't even gentrify the term. This isn't a crash out. I promise you. Yeah. Awesome. So this is still entertaining, right? But yeah, it's definitely a crash out. I'm sorry to inform.
I think you should probably just like ban him from the chat at this point, L5. I don't think there's any good coming from this.
I don't. It's entertaining at least. But yeah, if this continues, I will have to ban eventually. Little gameplay. Like it's just funny to me, you know. Anyways, we have more games to look at. So Zapdos leads off into Gallade. We're SD with Stone Edge, so pretty free SD opportunity here. Zapdos is faster, probably just Aura's mechanics. So Sword Stance here. We are able to 2-hit KO Clef here, and I think we live a Moonblast from this range. Yeah, we do. So 2-hit KOs the Clef here. Pretty simple stuff. Facade, just to show it. I get it. You have a 4.0 fat ass.
That's insane.
Wow, he's so smart. Anyways, Gallade gets the 1-for-1 trade that we were looking for. Dies to Sneasler, pretty simple stuff. Now Empoleon comes in. Do we just rock up here? Probably, right?
Yeah.
Yeah,
Easy
rocks up.
pursuit than Empoleon.
It is Defog Zapdos, kind of revealed by just being pressure, right? As in those people are not your friends. Alright, we're just informing the folks. I get it.
Dude,
I totally get
I
it.
didn't know it's friends phobic. That's crazy.
Wait, friends phobic is crazy. I get it. So this Empoleon is actually pretty comfortable keeping rocks up versus this Zapdos, you're gonna see. Like Defog, sure. Why aren't we Defiant? This guy sucks. So many drops. We could be +6 by now. Hate this guy. But now Volt Switch is going to trigger... Oh, not Weakness Policy. He took that off the set. My bad. I thought it was Weakness Policy. It was like an hour before the game, but whatever. Now this crit totally mattered, I'm sure, etc. Oh yeah, we're Rocky Helmet, right? I mean, that crit might have mattered, low-key, because we get put in Torrent, Jirachi gets Scald Burned, etc. Anyways, now another Rocky Helmet, another Pursuit, but now Jirachi's the one with Weakness Policy, and it's like, okay, bro. I get it. Now Torn comes in on Predicted Drain Punch. Get that play right. And Heat Waves the Jirachi. How are we beefing with Sin of Wrath? That guy's so nice. How could you possibly? I don't know, man. Stoice comes in here, gets chipped by the Torn. Pretty reasonable stuff. Wants to punish a spin, I guess, but whatever. Klefki comes in now, and Klefki's actually Calm Mind, which is a cool set. Water Pulse does 41%, another Calm Mind, and this next Water Pulse does 29%, so forces the rest now. Are we Chesto Berry? Yeah, we are Chesto Berry. So now Water Pulse only doing 33%, or 32, yeah. And now we just go for a Dazzling Gleam. Could have Calm Minded one more time, but I think the end result is the same, right? Where you're just going to get revenged by Garchomp anyways. So Garchomp comes out now. And now Crook is going to be the switch in, because we're like Vizdef Rocky Helmet. Makes sense. Earthquake does a lot though. And now Klefki is sacked. So maybe could have just sacked the Klefki initially, but now a Sword Stance comes out. Yeah, it's wraps, bro. My team has lost the week 1-5. But I'm the one though, so it's fine. Doesn't even foul play because he's a bum.
I am the one.
Yep, I am the one just has you know.
Yeah, I know.
It's actually Crunch to one-shot our Crest, which is tough. Yeah, he just got smoked. Yeah, Josh is undefeated. Geniusx, the GOAT, lost. So true. Can't even ghost properly. What a fraud. Yep, this guy gets it. Josh Cuddy is undefeated.
Josh Cuddy.
This is technically true. Yep.
Yeah, it's not wrong.
Thanks for the sub, SB. Appreciate that. All right. Does that put us at 1K? I actually got to check now. Hold up, because we're so close.
Is it 998?
I have no idea. How do I check?
I think it's 999, right?
Oh, folks, we're almost there. It says 998 on my dashboard, but maybe that's just taking a while to update. I have no idea.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
We're getting there, bro. Two more. We hit the big 1K. Alright, next game. We've officially lost the series, by the way, but it's okay because we still have stuff to play for, because Carson is currently undefeated. He's going for the undefeated season so far, so he still really wants to win. Versus Slick Panther. He's still in the call, right? Yeah,
That's
he is.
me.
Yeah.
Very epic.
I'm back to going for a smoke.
Yeah.
Off my edgy arc.
Yeah, so true. Guys, we have 54 viewers right now, but only 14 likes. The math is not mathing. Go ahead and like the stream. Really helps me out. Anyways, let's get into this game, right? Carson, currently undefeated. Slick, what's your record going into this? I'm not too sure.
2-2 with an emphasis on the second loss because of Panda, but you know, we're 2-2.
Oh, yeah, I remember that. Nice, we hit 20 likes. This will serve the algorithm well. But anyways, this matchup, pretty fire for Carson, I'm not gonna lie. The Snorlax kind of just goes demon mode. The Torn set you're gonna see revealed at the end is actually like so freaking good in this matchup. But yeah, so basically playing for a Torn sweep. And then the rest are kind of supporting pieces. There's a Corviknight for the Scizor, which kind of is rough, but you can always U-turn on that thing. Get in like a Life Orb Nidoking, for example, a Specs Keldeo. All these things kind of trade favorably versus the majority of the team. So pretty good stuff. Let's see how it goes. Victini leads off into the Keldeo, so of course Carson leads correctly. You already know. Surfs into a Vileplume, which does 23%. Not a whole lot of damage, but now Nidoking is a free entry point. Stun Spore gonna pair it. I mean, that's about as good as you can do.
I actually land this time.
Yeah, Para's the Nidoking, which kind of sucks. But now it's a Rocks trade. Yeah, he's raw for staying in there, etc. Free rocks. Now Keld comes in on a flip turn. I mean, now what? Coco comes in. And Coco reveals to be Boots. Pretty simple stuff. Now Dazzling doesn't KO Keldeo, and this gets pretty crucial crit chip on the Coco. At the cost for Keldeo, of course, but now Coco's at 22%, which is pretty important for our game plan, right, of the Torn. And I think he probably expected just a U-turn on the predicted Nidoking, which, I mean, I get it. Like, you never T-Bolt there, at least, so he lives a Dazzle, fair enough. Now Torn comes in, I think just goes for Hurricane and misses the Corv. I mean, wouldn't do a whole lot anyways. Now Heat Wave comes out, does 45, predicting a U-turn, gets that play correct. And we got a 5 gifted from Sin of Wrath. Appreciate that. A real homie this stream. Appreciate that. Oh my god, Aster got a membership. Skyhops. That was my opponent in the seasonal.
How do I never get it? This is so sad.
Did you turn it on in the settings? Because you have to actually turn that on.
I don't even know how to do that.
Then that's why, right? Yeah, Sin of Wrath might be the GOAT.
If somebody knows how to do that, please tell me.
Ooh, did you miss the Antheart crash that you did? It was kind of generational. But yeah. Anyways, back to the game, right? So Victini comes in, reveals Boots, makes sense. Now Snorlax can just come in, eat a hit. We are thick fat, and we actually have eject button. So we get free momentum back into the Torn. It's now -1 Victini. So this Hurricane is going to hurt. If it lands, of course, right? If the Hurricane ever lands, it'll do a lot of damage. But Swampert comes in on that pretty comfortably. Now another Hurricane does 39%. We see the J. Ricky Citrus Berry. So epic. And Torn takes that flip turn on the chin. Now Coco comes in, but we do have a full HP Nidoking, so I'm just going to go to that on the Roost. And now Nidoking gets a free attack. So Swampert comes in. Do we predict this with an Earth Power? We do. So epic. Now Swampert's very low, but because of the para, it is going to outspeed. Goes for a Torrent flip turn, so Snorlax is going to be the sack here. Victini comes in. I mean, just going to Bolt Strike, knock it out. Makes sense. Now what? Necrozma comes in, threatening a Meteor Beam here. Goes for a Toxic on the Autotomized turn. So, nice play from Slick, but also, I mean, Carson probably should have just Meteor Beamed there. He recognized it after the game as well. This was probably a misplay on the Autotomized. It's never going to sweep here because of the Hydreigon, so you may as well just get your chip on the Victini here. He predicts like a Swampert sack. Not trying to waste the Meteor Beam because you kind of need that for the Victini, and like it does a lot of damage to Hydreigon. But here at Protect, really nice bring from Slick is going to block the Meteor Beam, and now has to take a Power Gem. Only does 47, so very fat Hydreigon. Really handles the Necrozma quite well. It's looking quite dire for Carson here. So Torn's going to come in here. Swampert gonna get sacked off here, but the nasty plot, he calls the sack and goes for a heat wave, knocks out the Swampert. Now here, Coco can still revenge this, unless you see an Endure Salic Berry.
And
And
this
now-
is when I start crying.
Yeah. Now this is in range of Heat Wave, right? That chip from Keldeo coming in clutch. Hydreigon comes in, have to hit a Hurricane, but we do connect. I mean, we missed 2 earlier. Surely we can hit some now. Connects on the Victini, one-shots it. Vileplume comes in. We just need to hit 2 Heat Waves. That's going to go down in Corv. Will we hit the last Heat Wave? And
It's
there
a
it is.
Crazy torn set. Like
Yeah.
any other
No, it was-
set, and he loses.
Not
I wasn't
gonna
even
lie.
mad after this game. It was just it was a brilliant set.
Yeah.
I can't
Yeah.
complain.
We were low-key debating,
um,
do we want to save the set for playoffs? Because this set was so crazy. But
I
we're
was
like,
I was
go for your
contemplating
undefeated
just
season,
Dracoing
saying-
there. I was contemplating Dracoing there, which obviously would have prevented this, but I think I stand by my play in hindsight because I think saving Hydreigon for Nidoking is still important because if I bring it in on Nidoking, it forces a kill in that scenario. So
yeah, I don't
I
think you
don't
made a
have too
wrong
much
play.
else to pressure. Yeah.
Like,
so
what are
I
you
still
supposed to
stand by
do?
my play. I just
What are you supposed to do? Like sack your Hydreigon when you have a 20% useless Swampert?
20.
Yeah,
Exactly.
it totally
yeah,
makes sense. I don't blame you at all.
So, I think it was a really good break. It was a really good break, and it was a fun game as well. So no complaints.
ESP says if I had a nickel for every time a Coco was supposed to win, but it didn't, I'd have 2 nickels. I think you'd have more than 2 nickels. I'm not gonna lie.
Yeah.
Guy like me misses one. You just happen to be the one set that won. Yeah, unlucky. Probably lives Kane and would kill with Draco. Would it live Kane? Because was that like what,
I was at like
54?
40 something. I don't think I lived.
Yeah, like 47 was it? It was here. That knocks it out. So you were at 59 actually. So maybe you do live the
59.
Hurricane, but still, you're in bullet punch range, I guess. I don't know. Maybe Victini had
Yeah.
it wrapped up after that. But whatever. Sacking Swampert is fine, like in theory, because you have the Coco to revenge this always. I get it.
Yeah, that was my thought process.
Mhm.
Yeah,
We've seen the one
Like, I
set
had
that
seen
won like 4
Wakanberry-
times in 2 weeks. Actually true.
I'd seen like if it was non-boots, I was just assuming with Conberry because that's what I'd been seeing all week.
Mhm.
So
Anyways, we see 64 squares versus who? I know what you're thinking. Who is this guy? Ha 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 ha. I get it. VPL is the elite, man. Yeah. Whoa, Chumi. That's a little bit of an allegation there. Let's not do that. But anyways, 64 squares. I mean, this guy, he's been winning, but who has also been winning? So we'll see. It's an aloe mirror, so we're gonna be here for a long time, not a good time. You know what I mean? Anyways,
The hand kind of looks like really good, other than like the runt, but like the runt's like a big, stop.
is this the Diddy Tour
the rest of
stream?
the team.
No, this is DPL regulator. I'm sure you know this. Aloe enjoyers, yep. I was gonna join back, but then I saw this. Yeah, join back in like 30 minutes when we're done with this game. We just had a Pex mirror. Yeah, we did. And now an Aloe mirror. This is like the Gen 9 Pex mirror, basically. Anyways, Terra types, we see Grass on the Chi-Yu, which is going to be mainly, aimed at Terra Blast coverage on the Aloe. Makes sense. And then I think they're also, were they Terra on the Aloe? That's Fairy. Then on our side is
Yeah,
Terra
think
Fairy
so.
on the Hydrapple, and Keldeo's benched. Poor guy. Heard this chat needed more engagement. Yes, we really did. Thank you for joining J-Bear Pokemon. That's Jesse 504 for the uninitiated. Need more crash out? Yeah, someone relink the stream to Antheart, please. Anyways, Uxie leads off into Hydrapple. Probably going to see rocks go up. But we actually see a Trick Scarf immediately, which is a nice bring, right? Immediately scarf something on whose side. I totally understand. Who just goes for a Toxic, gets it on the Uxie, and now Chi-Yu comes in. Now Chi-Yu, we can just go to our AV Hydrapple, and we're not going to one-shot Chi-Yu back, but we are going to at least live a hit and Dragon Tail it out. So a little bit of chip, diffuses the situation. Pretty good stuff. And we are able to regen this off pretty comfortably. So now time to just regen farm. Go to our AV Aloe. Can't just Swords Dance on this, but slow flip turn into Pecharunt. Pretty simple stuff. Yeah, blocked literally everyone, so no one can reach him, unfortunately. He even blocked Blitz and Faye on Instagram. Yeah, but it's not a crash out, by the way. Allegedly.
How did he even find the stream then?
It's probably just recommended to him because he watches so much draft. Whatever.
It's crazy.
The algorithm, it's coming in clutch. Anyways, Lumberry
Yeah, it actually is
SD
the
hands. Yeah. For all of you who like the stream for the algorithm, this is the payoff, right? We get to see wonderful crash outs from
This is the
Antheart.
reward. You get a crash out.
Hey, if you want to see more, like the stream. You know what I'm saying?
The Iron
Oh my
Hand's only
God.
doing 30 with the plus 2 earthquake, dude.
Yeah, Pecharunt is so
Pecharunt is so
disgusting.
good.
Yeah. Now here, this is actually a really smart Nightshade, and I'll explain why after the next turn. But you're going to see this Earthquake is actually not going to KO the next turn. So Nightshade brings us down to 8% from the Earthquake, and now Destiny Bond. Another thing why you don't Toxic earlier in your Nightshade is because you don't want this thing to be poisoned and confused, because then the Destiny Bond becomes not only you have to outplay, but he could just hit himself, you know, and then your Destiny Bond is, you know, quote-unquote outplayed on accident. So here, he trades the Pecharunt for the Iron Hands, which is honestly a really enormous trade, right? Because Pecharunt,
Yeah.
it's only really there for the hands, if I'm being for real. Everything else, like, sure, maybe you can spin block, but it's a treads, like, it has the tools to get through that, potentially.
And there's still drag and the Chi-Yu. It doesn't look that great here.
Yeah,
I think
exactly.
you take that trade.
For sure. That was 0 attack hands versus max defense Pecharunt, also a low roll. Are you sure about that, Yurdunk? You sure? You seem quite confident. Massive trade considering how good hands would be here otherwise. Yeah, and the thing is, in my mock
They could
versus
have
who,
like a heal-in witch in the back. I think like Aloe gets it. Does Uxie get it? Or no?
Uxie does not, only Mesprit of the Lake Trio gets it.
Gotcha.
But I think the scariest thing, and this was what my mock build was, and I did pretty well, was SD Iron Hands with a mono Wish passing into it with Aloe. Like, if you just Wish pass in a Chi-Yu in hands forever, it's really hard for who to withstand all that. But because the Iron Hands is now dead, thanks to Destiny Bond, it's like much more manageable. Now we go to Meowscarada. Trigology comes in, but it's just a free U-turn. Do a little bit of chip to the Iron Treads, but it reveals Helmet. It's gonna be unlucky, but now we get to regen farm up the Aloe, or up the Hydrapple, and now rocks go up. I mean, fair enough. Gonna have to play with rocks for a little bit. Now flip turns out, and actually here we go Iron Treads on the Dragalge. So could potentially spin here, but goes for a Volt Switch instead. Never let up the momentum. Shout out to Draft League players. Goes into Aloe on the Hydro Pump, does 8%, revealing very AV. Like, this Aloe has like maybe 2 AVs on him. Now Meowscarada gets to come in here, threaten this out, go for another U-turn into Helmet. This guy, I swear to God. And now Aloe comes in for another flip turn. This is like the actual Draft League game, like Volt Switch, flip turn, Volt Switch,
With the regen
U-turn,
core.
U-turn, Volt Switch, flip turn.
Yep.
Was he gonna click here? Any thoughts? Volt Switch.
I think I genuinely fell asleep watching this game.
Yeah. It's a good one to fall
I
asleep
want you
to,
to
I'm
know,
not gonna lie.
I woke up like 20 minutes later and I saw the Cooking with Style won the battle. I was like, oh, word.
Word, yeah. So anyways, he finally gets the defog off, which is honestly...
I think the worst part
good.
is like games end like after like 4 turns, but like
Yeah,
you
but
know
then
they
he-
still have to be played out.
Yeah. So here, I think 64 squares makes a very, very big mistake. Going Chi-Yu here. Like, sure, it's going to get good pressure, but you really need rocks up. Like, this is a Scarf Mana Buzz clicking defog. Just go Treads and Rock. Like, is it that hard? Chi-Yu comes in, though. It's a free nasty plot,
agree.
but, like, Hydrapple can take it, you know? Like, this is... It's, like, short-term progress, whereas Rocks is, like, long-term progress, you know what I mean? Like, this, it's gonna get regened off. Now, Meow comes in on flip turn. You go Meow because you don't want to allow something like the Chi-Yu in for free. Now, here he makes another crucial blunder. Goes Iron Treads on the Meow and gets low-kicked, and Fuiking dies. He just didn't expect low kick, I guess. But I mean, now there's no rocks and the game is over. You know what I mean? The game is just done. But we'll play it out. You know, Mandiba's here on the sack. Not even a sack because he Terra Blasted. And his Scarf. And he switches out. Like, gets a Toxic on the Aloe, which is useful. Gets farms some regen on the Aloe every time. Pretty comfortable stuff. Now Chiyu comes in. But we're just going to regen farm, right? Yeah, just go Aloe on the Fire Blast. And then this is actually crazy play. Goes Hydrapple on the Terra Blast, which we get a net 3% out of, so fire. He's nasty with it. Back to Aloe on the Fire Blast. And now to Mandibuzz on the Terra Blast. And now, what does he do? He roosts out with the Scarf Mandibuzz. So this Scarf Mandibuzz, you can't even tell that it's Scarf. It's still putting in work. Oh my god. Hydrapple farms up more regen. Dragalge comes in, but AV Aloe. No progress to be made. Gunk Shot here, if he poisons, could be big, but no poison. Flip turn into what? Iron Treads. And what does he click? Of course, you know, it's Mono Volt Switch. He doesn't have any more moves. Back into Aloe. What do you think he's going to click?
Hell yeah.
Yo, it is actually just Flip turn. Oh my god. Iron Treads comes out. What's he going to click? Surely this time is Earthquake. Nope. Volt Switches again. 812. Can you actually count that high? Because I know I can't. Another U-turn from Meowscarada. And what do you think he's gonna do? Go Treads? And what's he gonna click? What's he gonna click? Volt Switch. And Meowscarada comes in. What's he gonna click? Oh my god, he Flower Tricks. He's actually so good for that. It's actually just conditioning for 38 turns, clicking the switch move every single time. Yo, even Hydrapple found a way to click a switch move. Isn't that crazy?
Very talented, I'm not gonna lie.
Why is the Aloe doing 13 with Flip Turn to Dragalge? I mean, Dragalge is not that physically bulky. This is what VGC players think of singles. They're actually right, too. So it's actually all the long con of forcing all that. And then now Flower Trick, because we're banded, just kills Chiyu. Shout out. And he forfeits. And that's going to be the game. So, well played from Who. Really put 64 squares in a locker with that one. I think really crucial mistakes with the Iron Treads. Those rocks should have stayed up for the whole game. And then it becomes actually quite hard for Who. But not the way it worked out. So, Who actually goes to a 4-1 record. Dunk, are you aware that Aloe can actually run attack investment? I'm pretty sure he just runs enough to break subs on a bunch of stuff. You know what I mean?
Yeah, makes sense.
Your choice band Aloe? No, you are not. No, you are not. Freaking liar. But anyways, that's going to be that game. So the series wraps up a little closer than it started. 5-3 for PTE. So yeah, playoffs preview. 5-3. Can't be too upset with that. We were kind of locked out, you know, not locked in this week. So I think if we just like draw or win like one more week, we're like actually like mathematically locked. But
yeah.
So yeah, one more point and we'll make playoffs. This will probably happen again. This matchup in playoffs, not this like particular Mons matchup, but the team matchup.
Hopefully,
so yeah,
yeah. Those good games.
He's physical soul do. Yeah, nice dude. 6 flip turns, 3 U-turns, 5 volt switches. Thank you, Yahoodles. Now, we're going to pull up the Balio World Tour versus Dino Crisis game. Real quick. So this is game 1. Close the other replays. Alright, game 2 was Lax. 4, 5, 6, and then 7. Game 8. Oh my god, it's not linked.
What's
the
not
DPL mods are useless. So okay, I'll find it real quick.
I don't think we need to watch Game 8 though.
You don't think so?
No.
Wait,
Okay.
which one was game 8?
That's the Phony Tail Olivia game.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, I think we definitely need to watch that. Personally.
All right, we're all ready. All right. DPL mods are useless. SpongeBob wanted poster. Yeah. Let me go ahead and actually fix the doc on that one.
It was probably me. I was doing my series, but like I didn't do that game.
Yeah, I get it.
I didn't want to click on the replay after it happened.
TSP is not an accident. I am also useless. Yeah, game may be better not linked. I agree. Anyways, we see Dax versus Hydra, and another useless Lycanroc mirror. These, dude, I hate both these Pokemon.
I think they both kill like a lot of on game though. I don't know.
Ant was actually right. He had a point. Yep. We made a spreadsheet that autofilters the move used in the replay text for a project last year. That's kind of cool.
Cool.
Alright, but anyways, let's go ahead and look at this one. Scolipede leads off into the Lycanroc. We see a Rock Tomb immediately. So this lead Scolipede is only going to get one spike unless it has Protect. And it doesn't...
Oh, I didn't know you had Rock Tomb. That's pretty good.
Yeah, pretty good bring here. So Lycanroc, the GOAT, like I was saying the whole time.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, but it's just going to get flinched because it's a useless, dumbass Lycanroc. But it's... Wait... Steadfast and then you switch?
Indoor, yeah. I'm not sure why Hydra did that. I think, yeah. Because the Indoor would have been nice just to get the Jirachi down that low.
The Endeavor, you mean? Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Surely
that's
your Endeavor.
Yeah.
Okay, well, shout out, we have a dead Lycanroc. So even when Lycanroc is put in the perfect situation, it's still useless. Good to see. Okay, gets the Defog. I guess he's saving the Endeavor for later. I don't know, man. Forgot I was Steadfast. Yeah, this is a Greg Tailwind situation. Unlucky. You ever just bring a tech specifically for a situation, then that situation happens, and then you just forget you have a tech? I don't know, man. It's Spotify wrapped, but for DGBA, so I tracked every move everyone used throughout the entire year and made a little wrapped graphic for each player. That's actually super sick.
Oh my god, yeah. That was pretty funny.
That's awesome, actually.
Yeah. My most used move was Surf. I don't know why, but...
If there's a way you can, like, use that little spreadsheet for DPL, yeah, that would be actually super interesting. If you could share that maybe in DMs later, I could take a look at that. Or if you don't want to, that's fine. Either way. Victini comes out. Jirachi U-turns. It makes sense. V-Create going to do 60 to Kyurem, which is actually not that much, all things considered. So pretty bulky Kyurem. Goes for a Freeze Dry. Knocks out the Lycanroc, so world's most useful Lycanroc. Now Victini comes in, KOs the Kyurem. That's half the V-Create's gone, but like, do you need any more? Lycanroc comes in, Corv comes in. Pretty simple stuff. Yeah, most useful Lycanroc. Swords Dance is here on the U-turn. And now here, you're going to see actually the world's most useful Lycanroc, because it just one-shots Primarina with Cellrock. Like, bruh. Why did that die? Oh my god. And now Corviknight comes in, which is...
How many did they kill? Like, the one killed 2 and the other killed, like, 1. So, you know, that's a lot.
No, they both killed 1, because this Body Press is going to come out.
Oh, right.
Oh, Ironhead. Yeah, so 1-for-1 trade, but also you weaken the Corviknights. I mean, Primarina never had to come out there. Like, you could have just U-turned into Corviknight. Like, it's really okay.
Yeah.
But
definitely not the right play.
I think we just didn't calc the Cellrock or something. Which,
like,
fair
a little
enough. Bit. You should live that, just in theory, right? Anyways, Victini comes in for another, because the Fire Resist is a Lycanroc, so... Now Tailwind Zapdos, pretty interesting. Now Golurk comes in on a Toxic turn from Nidoqueen, so pretty good stuff. And just freaking dies.
It was Banded Golurk.
Yeah, Banded and Tailwind, pretty cool. So knocks out the Victini, but now it's Zeraora versus the World. And I think Zeraora's going to win, because if it has Grass Knot, or like Knockoff works as well. Something to KO Golurk. Because now Zapdos is not beating Zeraora. Goes for a Taunt here. Prevents the Tailwind, fair enough. Didn't calc Adamant, yeah, fair enough. Hurricane does 24%. It's a leftover Zeraora. Yeah, this is completely cooked from Dact. That's going to be 1-0 for Dino Crisis. Shout out to Dougal.
Yep, I was happy with this game, even with the little misplay. There was actually 2 little ones, but he won, so you can't be too mad.
Yeah, it's the Lycanroc Endeavor turn, and then also like the Primarina just sacked for fun. I get it though.
Yeah, he did a little trolling, but like,
yeah,
kind of the goat.
No, I actually just get it though, because if you like in theory, like in my head, I would live Cellrock if I sent out my Scarf Primarina. So why didn't he? You know, it doesn't make sense. So I get it. Think about it. You get a Cellrocked into like Torrent range, and then you have Torrent Scarf Primarina versus the rest of the team. Kind of fire. Loki could be the move. Anyways, we have Kyle versus Lax here. Pretty cool stuff. Abomasnow, big threat. Thunderous.
Gordon wants to know
threat.
if you can join the stream, by the way.
He's pretty ugly, but I'll allow it.
That's crazy.
Nah, I'm kidding. Kind of. Yeah, he can join general and then drag him.
So like I think
What's
it's
up, Inner
pretty
Dunk?
obvious.
Oh, hey, what's up, guys?
Hey,
Yeah.
so like Lax's
Murder.
plan was Hazard stack plus spin block with Mirror Herb Petulant. Could
Oh,
like
for
Mirror
Shell
Herbs
Smash.
for the
Yeah. That makes sense. I like that a lot, actually.
we thought this was like an unlosable matchup.
It looks really strong, yeah. Right, Terra ties, we see Terra Ground on the Vikavolt, Terra Fighting on the Urshifu, so probably indicating a choiced Urshifu usually when you see a stab Terra. And on the other side we see Terra Grass on the Iron Boulder and Terra Flying on the Thundurus. So Vikavolt leads off into the Abomasnow, probably just going to get webs up here, if I had to guess. Blizzard does 57%, which is a lot, but webs are up. Now Palafin comes in to get the transform off because you never Giga Drain there, but gets frozen. So unlucky. Now Vikavolt is forced to be sacked. So that's actually pretty big, right? Because this Palafin, I think, revealed AV from Blizzard only doing 19 to Baby Palafin. So this is not only
it
the
was the full
like,
best
Ren
for
check,
like
but also it can
it
take
also
one from
helps with-
Stoice, all that.
yeah. It was just the best set here. It also like
Mhm.
lacks loves assault best anyway.
Yeah, so like
So
Moth to a Flame, etc.
yeah.
Deoxys comes in here versus the Abomasnow. Gonna set up the rocks. Fair enough. Like this Abomasnow is getting crazy chip, but with the red card, actually a cool tech. The Garchomp is forced in, and now what? You can just go for an Ice Beam? I mean Blastoise,
but you
he
know
sees that
what?
one coming.
If you know Lax, that's not the only AV.
Oh yeah, you already know. And Petrant comes in on the spin. I mean obviously, yeah. Now Gunk Shots misses, unlucky. Now Garchomp comes in, but it's probably fine, right? Sac-Dio. And now what? Your Shifu gets to come in and like, oh my god, something is dying. Looks like it's gonna be Blastoise. Because where are the fighting checks? Like
That
59, that looks like a Scarf or Shifu.
lived, yeah.
Is it? Or maybe it could just be non-choice because you have web support. But it's probably Scarf if I had to guess. Thunderous comes in. Probably just gonna Terra
Yeah.
Blast.
Urshifu was Scarf.
nice
'cause,
play.
Like, they could have been like boot spam, you know.
Yeah.
It's that second AV, but then he switches. I guess predicting.
Predicting the
maybe
Petch.
Patrick?
He predicted Petch
Yeah.
here, going Garchomp.
I think that was like Specs Torn, right? I mean Fundy, because of how much it did to Fred. Or am I wrong?
I have no idea what your spread is, so it's hard for me to answer that question.
Yeah.
But sure. Why not? But
There's
here,
no boot.
Lax makes
I
a
don't know.
nice play, and he says, either you're missing or you're going Garchomp predicting my Petulant. So he's kind of raw for that. 2-hit KOs through the Yachi Berry. Very epic. Now you're in Shard range or like Water Shuriken, all those things. So he actually just goes hard Palafin on the Water Shuriken. I mean, most obvious Shuriken of all time, right? And you just go for a Thaw at this point.
Yeah, it could have been kind of bad if we never thawed, but
hmm
it's what we had to do.
Yeah, Bombsnow comes in. Fortunately, Thaws out immediately, goes for the Orisphere on the switch. 2-hit KOs the Abomasnow. Very epic stuff. The Abomasnow goes down, and now what's killing this Palafin? Thunderous? I mean, Jet Punch is going to do a lot. I guess you have the Tread Sack. May as well. And now what? Petrant comes in. Yeah, you could just go for like a Poltergeist here. Yeah, knocks out the Boulder. Reveals Life Orb Boulder. Interesting. Now Gren comes in and it's just gonna get gunk shotted, right? Yeah. Gone. And now, I mean, the Thundurus is in range of he Jet Punch no matter what. Petrant only takes 67%, which, like, how are you doing so much damage and taking that little from Thunderbolt, like, on a crit?
Right.
Makes no sense, this guy. I swear Petra is the
It's
only
so good.
Pokemon in SV that to unlock GSC spreads. You know what I mean? It really does feel like that sometimes.
It just takes every hit, and like it somehow does so much damage, even with like the what is it base 88 attack and move or attack and stats.
Yeah, it's like 88 attack, 88 special attack, basically all 88s except for defense.
Yeah.
But yeah, he gets it
It's
done
such
here.
a good mon.
Yeah. 11 is too cheap, needs to move up. I'm pretty sure I voted for it to be 14 points in the Smogon tier shift thing.
Is it the best ghost in XP, or is there better ones?
I'll
Terra
take it
Ghost
right there.
Hydrapple actually is the best ghost.
Okay.
But do people prefer Petrot or Goldengo? Like, I don't know.
I kind of like Pets more, but
I think
Yeah,
Petch is
I don't know.
probably better at spin blocking, you know what I mean? But Goldango is
Yeah.
just a better mon, like, in terms of, like, mon for mon.
yeah,
Yeah.
it stops like everything besides like Great Touch from spin blocking or from spinning,
Yeah.
and even it can even stop some touch depending on sets.
That's actually crazy, too. Yeah. 13 is fine. Yeah, 13's fine, but I voted 14 because I'm raw. Basically. Alright. So, what is it? Dino's now up 2-0 against Balio.
Yep.
Are we streaming or recording ghosting draft tour games? Yo, how fire would it be if I streamed and then asked chat for the plays?
You
That'd be
should
kinda
do that for
fire.
your Ghost and Tour game.
Yeah, that's what he said.
I mean, I'm pretty
That's
sure
the
that's
one-
not
that's the
allowed. It's
1K
only the
that's the
people
1K
in your
special.
thing. The 1K special is just getting ghosted by chat.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's kind of fire though. Twitch plays smart. That's actually such a
But
fire.
yeah,
Wait, that's actually so fire. Hold up.
You're welcome.
Oh my god. I don't think we can legally do that just by the rules, but that is a fire idea. Maybe we host a speed tour and do something like that. That would actually be a super fire like sub goal.
Join
not
one
gonna
of
lie.
the Smogon speed tours they do and like get ghosted by chat in that. That
Yeah.
would be kind of cool.
Or like one of the Diet Tight ones as well. I wouldn't want to do that in a Smogon
Something
one
like
because
that.
like that's actually totally technically cheating. I don't want to get Smogon
Yeah,
banned,
just
you know? Like I feel like
I
they would,
guess.
they would be like,
Yeah.
that's hilarious and you're banned, you know?
I don't think they would ban you.
I don't know. I don't know.
Like, they might give you a
Speed
warning.
tour is crazy.
Yeah.
Well, it's
Like,
either
in
they
a
ban
speed
L5
tour-
or they ban like half the chat. So like, I don't
Ban the
know.
whole chat. No, that's actually super funny. But yeah, maybe we'll host a speed tour for that. That sounds like a good time. Maybe on after the DPL's done, some random Tuesday stream, we could totally do that. But anyways, Castelia versus Scribble, two players that I actually respect quite a lot as players.
Wait, I gotta send you a screenshot from Cat's prep. You can put it on screen if you want. Let me just DM it to you real quickly.
Okay, go ahead.
I think
I
it's
swear
pretty
every
funny.
time Cecilia preps, there's always some like diabolical set she posts at the start of the week.
Yeah, just like share.
Are
what
we
you-
sharing this?
You can, yeah.
Okay.
It wasn't. It wasn't brought.
Oh my god.
Okay.
Oh my god.
I respect the adamant nature too. Gotta make sure those
Yeah.
trailblazers hit.
Muck with bunny ears. Okay, buddy. That actually reminds me, looking at my Streamlabs, Sin of Wrath actually donated, so we actually hit 22 out of 20 members. I appreciate that. So we hit that. That unlocks another emote slot, so I'll do some like emote slot voting in the Discord server when I get a free chance to make some. But yeah, that's gonna be epic. Someone get me a member So true, Fizzle. I'm pretty sure on YouTube though, the gifted members are random. You can't like specifically gift to one person like Twitch. That's a downside, right? But I mean, whatever. Trailblaze with 0 speed. Yeah, this is a crazy set. What is this even for? What is the matchup?
She just does this to me every week. Like she makes like schizo sets and sends them to me before actually building.
Oh, I saw that Gengar set. That's also diabolical. But yeah. The Nasty Plot Encore Destiny Bond taunt or whatever it was. Like
something like that, yeah.
Oh my god. Nasty Plot to force the attack and so you debond. Because it's scary. I get it. Yeah, we can't give to a specific person. Yeah, tough. Hey, if you're lucky, you'll give one to Antheart. I'm furious that you guys convinced her not to run Fataya Berry PZ.
She decided that on her own. Okay.
No, it's all propaganda, trust.
Okay.
Not that Gengar set? Yeah, that Gengar set. Let's get into the game. Because I do actually have to leave in like 2 hours. So like, yeah, and we have, what, 2 more series and a half? At least, yeah. Like Heatran leads off in a Ticketon, good lead. Terra types are Poison Torn, Fairy Heatran, and then what? Water Mew. Yeah, looks like it.
We were kind of surprised to see Poison. We kind of expected Ghost or Fairy, like given our team.
That would make sense, yeah.
But we weren't sure what Poison was for.
Alright, so Earth Power, Magma Storm, Heatran goes for a Flame Charge. So you end the interaction up +1, so fair enough. I like this Heatran set versus them. I think in the Pick'em stream, I was like, every time you hit a Magma Storm, you just KO something, which like, it worked, right?
That's how
it's going to go down.
Too.
Mew comes in.
Balio?
Yeah. Yeah.
We were like,
because you Terra, right? Versus Tinglu,
Yeah,
you Terra and Taunt, and like, there's nothing it can do.
That's fair, yeah.
So +2 Mew goes kind of crazy. Taunts the Will-O-Wisp. Gets big damage on the Rotom. Now Ticketon comes in and gets Drain Punched to it KO'd. Gigaton does
the
like
Mew was made
a
by
lot.
812, by the way.
Of course
the
it
Mew
is.
An 812
I mean, look
idea.
at it's winning. Of course it's an 812 idea. Tinglu comes in. Gonna have to take a Drain Punch here. Can't potentially even Taunt here. Yeah, Terra Taunt covers like a payback or something. Earthquake only does 40 and okay, that did less than I thought. So
less than Tinkaton, that's crazy.
Yeah, so Fizdef, Rocky Helmet, Tinglu, able to 1v1 the Mew. I mean, fair enough, right? But now it's weakened.
The Mew did its job, you know, we needed this weekend for everything else that wins.
You got a KO on Tink and then big chip on Rotom and Tinglu. I mean, what more can you ask for? Rotom gets taunted but misses Hydro. Sure. Sludge Bomb, do we see a poison? Nope, no poison. And now what? You just Hydro again? Shadow Balls on the Tinglu. No, that's a resist. But Hydro Pump is going to connect.
Yeah, I wish I need you guys to pull up the pace for this week, bro. They had
Torn was at 1%. That's why.
Oh right, okay.
Yeah.
Now Keldeo, we just don't have Volt Switch or something, or what?
No, it was
cast on the bench, and Castelia had so much prep for it. It was Rindoberry, Shadow Ball. There's a Braviary, a Roaring Moon, and like Tusk had coverage for it. Heatran. There was everything for one.
We were respecting it a bit too much, but it was Nasty Plot Pain Split as the other 2 moves, and it had a Rindoberry. So yeah,
okay,
maybe we should a bit too much for it, but you know, we didn't lose to it.
True. Now Tusk comes in on the Keldeo. Interesting. And the Keldeo is forced out. Also interesting. Why did that work?
It was Scarf.
Okay, it's Scarf. Okay.
And it's like Sacred Sword or Secret Sword.
Did we know it's Scarf? Like, how did we know it's Scarf?
No, she knew.
Oh, did it like kill the +1 Heatran or something earlier?
Yeah.
Yeah, the Heatran was at +1 speed.
Yeah. Okay,
so
fair enough. I get it. Yeah, so now Keld comes in, Surf KO. Yep.
I think that's Scarf.
I think it is, yeah.
And then
finally revealed the Scarf, yeah.
Roaring Moon wins.
Yeah.
you know,
GG.
as it does.
Yeah. This brings
We
me
were
back to like the early days of SV when Veno was begging me to allow Terra Roaring Moon in the first
my
SVDPL season. So I was like, bet, pull up with like a mock paste, and then I 6-0'd him twice with Terra Flying Roaring Moon. Then he's like, you know what? Maybe it is too much. It's cool though. It's now what, 3-0 for Dino Crisis?
Yeah.
So epic. Surely Zooch can bring the score to 4-0, right?
Yeah,
Surely.
that's the point on the board guaranteed, right?
Yep. Surely Zooch can get it done, right? He's your star player. And he just showed up in chat as well. Vileplume goated defensive and offensive matchup, apparently GG. Oh my god, that's actually too funny.
It did have a pretty good matchup, you know.
Alright. Well, never heard Zooch and Star in the same sentence before. I mean, after DVG, better get used to it. Maybe after Dino it'll go away again, but we'll see.
It's okay. Zooch is gonna bounce back this week, trust.
So true. This Zooch guy is price taking for DCL. I see how it is. Yeah, he's playing the long con. Alright. Terra Ground on the Zarude. And then on the other side we see Terra Water, of course. Then Terra Flying on the
Noivern isn't Terra. It's the Quillfish.
L. So it's Terra Water Ogerpon, basically.
Yeah.
Alright, Lando leads off in Cinderace. Good lead, but it's a Lando mirror, so Lando will never get progress outside of getting rocks up. Faster taunt on the sunny day. What in the world? Chat, is this foreshadowing?
I like how the whole set is revealed now.
Yeah,
And...
Big Baso. The Rotom Heat comes in on the landers. Finally, a sunny day goes up, which is a crazy click, right? Because if the Rotom attacks, it's overheat. Yeah,
that
crazy.
That is really crazy.
I get it though. I get it. Cinderace comes in.
Oh, this turn was hilarious.
Oh my god. World's fattest court change. Oh my god. Oh my god.
No, and then 3D going hard Bioplume on the Rotom and Stun was crazy.
No way.
But I think at that point you kind of expect
Volt
there
switch
not to be
last.
overheat. Yeah.
Well, like T-Wave Volt Switch is hard walled by Lando. I don't know. I feel like maybe.
Yeah.
I feel like I would have not been T-Wave. I would have just been dual stab on this set. But Sleep Powder connects. Quillfish comes in on a growth turn. And chat, are we cooked?
We're cooked.
We're so
We're
cooked. OMG,
Whatever,
1,000
Baso.
subscribers, money time. Did we hit 1,000 subs?
All
Did
out
we?
of Basos. No.
Did we hit it? We hit 1,000. Let's go.
Yo.
Appreciate
Hey,
all of
Get
you.
paid.
Yup.
Huge.
Yeah, I'm turning on max ads. Nah, but like, yeah, appreciate all of you. 1,000 subs, 4 digits. You love to see it. It's been a long time
That's
going,
weird.
but yeah, appreciate that. It's all because of Ant's crash out. So true.
Yep.
1,000 subs for that court change is kind of raw. Yeah, but anyways,
Now
Vileplume,
1,000 bases.
1,000 bases. Yeah, rocks go up, but Vileplume, yeah, was Pyapa Berry, which is frisked, so able to take one from Valiant as well. Pretty cool set.
Yeah, good. for
Cinderace
Valiant,
comes
man.
in, just freaking dies. But now what? Lando comes in, sets it right back up. Hell yeah, brother.
We were taunt on the Noivern, but he took it off.
No.
Unfortunately.
Sunny day, and now Hurricane's gonna land a little bit to the left. Yeah, because it's 50% in sun.
Yeah.
Now you can't go hard Vileplume here, unfortunately. Yeah. Low key, the second Terra on this team should be Vileplume. Thoughts?
It should, yeah. I don't remember what it is. Might be like Conkeldurr or something like that.
Maybe. Alright, knockoff here. Lando sack on the Ogerpon. Synthesis back up to full, so using the sun against him. Oh my god. This is so epic. But now you're out with your Ogerpon in front of a Vileplume, which is going to growth right now. And it's going to kill 2 more Pokemon. Right?
He could have subbed there, but I don't know if it actually helped.
With the Ogerpon, maybe. I mean, you don't
Yeah,
have a
it plays
grass
this way.
move. Kind of a raw synthesis there. But here, Sleep Powder connects.
Oh, dude,
And,
that's so
If
green.
he,
yeah.
Killed
Just
if
that
he would have
freaking
subbed
died.
there, like if he would have subbed there, that would have been pretty big too.
Okay,
but
sure.
Unfortunately,
But he lived one more, so I get it.
yeah.
Well, he theoretically lived one more.
That does so
Overlord.
much. Oh, confusion? Wait, potentially this game could be over if you hit yourself. I'm kind of lying though, because Goldango just wins, but
Yeah.
for the for the fans, we gotta keep him on the edge of their seat. If he gets confused, he loses. Oh my god, he got confused, but he dodges Hurricane. This is so intense. Oh my god. Oh my god. Oh my god.
That's such a scripted turn. Like,
It's actually the scriptwriters. It's like a
Such a
classic
tease.
movie trope.
Yeah.
Alright, we've used 5 syntheses so far. Just fishing for a Hurricane miss is going to happen eventually. There it is. And now you just knock off. Actually KOs the Noivern from there. Its offensives are rude.
Wow.
Valiant comes in, it's going to get 2-8 killed by Terra Blast, and that's going to be the game. Yippee!
Yippee.
Yeah, Life Orb Moonblast only does 54. Wait. Someone tell me how that makes sense, right? How is Hurricane from
Offensive
Noivern
and
almost doing as
defensive.
much as Life Orb Valiant? Is Noivern just
Who
raw?
knows?
Noivern might be him. Hold on.
Might be, might be. Vileplume Clinic, yeah. Zooch is gonna have to go to the clinic after that one. God damn. So
He had
3-1.
too many basos before the game. You
Way
know,
too many Basos. He overdosed on Baso.
for sure.
Yep. Bloom Tangrowth impression. Yep. Jolly Valiant. Yep. Imagine if the Tangrowth was a Scovillain though. If that was just a Scovillain, he loses on the spot, right? Like you don't even need to growth, it just kills everything from full. Ignore the Rotom
but-
Heat.
And the noise.
Yeah.
Baso.
Thank you, Zooch. Very cool. Alright, Sammy C 1-2-3 versus Hacker. Right? So 2 good players, right? Having some pretty decent seasons, right? Isn't Sammy doing pretty well? I feel like he's won more than he's lost.
Yeah.
He is
Yeah, he-
3-1 going into this game.
And
his
Hacker,
only
I think, is
loss
also
is-
3-1, right?
Yeah, and Sammy's only loss is, iPro, and Hacker's only loss is Gypsy King. So, like, they both have really good seasons.
Yeah,
Two
fair enough.
beasts.
Let's get into the game. Mod chat? This guy hates fun.
Facts,
What a
bro. It should be a
poor
rule
mob.
that you can't mod chat in this.
Right?
Yeah, I couldn't.
I just
I
want to be
couldn't talk
stupid
in
in
my own
chat.
player game.
I just want to be stupid. Alright, Blastoise in on Heatran off a Volt Switch, Water Spout, boom. The water resist is a Kartana, dude. Oh my god. Why is the water resist a Kartana? Alright, Steelix in, Rocky Helmet chips the Kartana.
Yeah, it's
Typical stuff.
over.
Yeah, this game's already over, like, oh my god. Rock's up 2, and Blastoise in on a bulk up, another Water Spout incoming.
Shout out to TDG. The spot switch was his set.
Yeah, actually.
They call him the Blastoise Guru.
They really do call him that, huh? Oh my god, he lives. The Drain Punch is crazy, because now you get a Torrent Scald.
Yep.
And Squafty's dead.
Go on.
Sammy got tired of running Spidef and still losing the Heatran. I get it, bro. I actually get it so much. Okay, Beedrill comes in, but Zapdos, not really fearing this too much, can just go for like a Volt Switch. Or even a Heat Wave, yeah. Does a lot to Beedrill. You're gonna die to Poison Jab, so go Steelix. Ooh, nice Roost. I like that a lot. But then dodges Drill Run, so LOL. And gets crit.
I don't-
That didn't matter, but
I don't
like,
know how much a myth mattered because it wouldn't have killed. I don't know.
yeah, it's
Well,
already a
Hacker
cooked
himself.
position. Like,
Yeah. Hacker himself said he lost anyways.
yeah. And then here, yeah, wrap it up, bro. This was a dominating game from Sammy C. HP Fire Steelix? Hell yeah, bro.
We were kind of like panicking getting cooked. Like and we were prepping like last minute. It was kind of tough.
Well, it's kind of like the worse you get cooked in mocks, you already know your game's going to be a wheelchair one way or another. So you just like hope for that it goes your way. All right, CM Comfy, can you get it done? Comfy reverse sweep, thoughts? It is Keyberry. If you're maybe your synthesis, maybe it can get it done. But it looks like no synthesis, and it's like Brandon Gibbs is doing 24. Like, oh my god.
Yeah,
It was the death AV ape for this guy.
Yeah, that's awesome. Like,
Got the poison.
yeah. It knocks out the Comfy, and that's gonna be the game. Oh wait, there's still a Lando. My bad. It'll be the game very shortly. There. Okay, forfeit. Not revealing the Lando set. Fair play.
It was
for
Scarf
playoffs,
though.
right?
Yeah.
Yeah, like I told Sammy going into the game, like if you see Lando and Cart's gonna be Z normal and Lando's gonna be scarfed. Like, I think it was kind of like obvious what Hacker was bringing.
Yeah, I mean, there's a Zapdos, right? So Scarf Cart feels awful, and you need a Scarfer for like Sceptile and stuff. So like, I get it.
Yeah.
Now I have A12,
Alright, guys,
the GOAT. He's just better than everyone, and he's here to prove it. All right.
So I can go over his team a bit. We have Scarf Diggersby, Specs Zoro, just like Rocked Mew, Sunny Day Bino, Scarfed Clef, and Scarfed Ape. A pretty offensive build.
Sunny Day Mega Venusaur. Man, it's kind of crazy, right?
Chlorophyll isn't compatible with Weather Ball, by the way.
Yeah, that's actually the biggest scam of all time, right? Like,
Yeah.
come on, bro. Like, how
so funny.
how Game Freak managed that one? Like, bro, come on. It's actually so funny to me. But anyways,
Yeah.
gonna head out. Thanks
Hey,
for having me.
HP Flyers
Appreciate
right there.
that, Slick.
Mm-hmm.
See ya.
Bye, Slick.
All right, let's get into it. Keldeo leads off into the Mew. I mean, forced out, right? Those were a taunt. So not forced out, allegedly. Stops the
No
rocks.
rocks.
Good stuff. Gets side shocked in return. No weakness policy.
I was kind of afraid of a weakness policy, Keldeo.
Yeah, usually if you're gonna be like lead taunting Mew, you would expect like a weakness policy.
Yeah.
As well, like versus Venu, it honestly feels like a really strong set. Clef can't one shot you as well. Like, why weren't they weakness policy? We'll never know.
I don't know.
Looks like
And they were
Scarf Metagross.
Metagross.
Yeah.
Yep.
Rocks do go up though. Shout out to J Ricky for the citrus berry. Now when Fernape comes in, takes a reasonable amount, gets the mash raise, but you don't stay in here ever, so
Yeah.
all good.
Now you crit.
The
They told
raw
you
U-turn.
U-turn to
Yeah.
go, and he gets to go into his favorite Pokemon.
I'm pretty sure I said in the chat though, that was a Draft League certified U-turn, because look at the fire resist. It's a Keldeo at 40.
Yeah.
Like, you could have just collected with Flare Blitz or something, but no. He goes for the U-turn, because he's a Draft League player, through and through, and he just wants to farm Diggersby
My goat.
kills. I get it.
You gotta respect
He's just aura
it.
farming with Diggersby. Oh my god.
Flare Blitz and kill meta, depending on if that's... Yeah, I didn't think it was killing either. To be...
It's like he's
Okay,
trying to make
fair
it the
enough.
field leader.
Fair enough. And now Sunny Day Venusaur can potentially synth this off. No, just goes for a Weather Ball. Alright. Knocks it out.
Yeah.
Trades the Venusaur for Metagross, which honestly, fine trade for A12.
Yeah, I think that works for him.
He wants to win with his
Baynek
favorite.
gets
I
their
get it.
Revenge.
Now Clef comes in, and we go for a Dark Pulse because it's not a Clef. Oh my god. Looks like
No.
Spadef Nidoking, because that was Specs Dark Pulse.
Yeah,
It's
if we were
54.
Night Gate, killed, but Nala told A12 not to run it.
That's fair.
Yeah,
would you
still
wanna
blame
miss?
Nala.
Can't believe we got 2 Sun matchups. So true.
So true.
Bennett claims another, but now Clefable's in for another Dark Pulse. Yep.
Yeah.
He was claiming with Dark Pulse.
Yeah, shout out to Clefable. Really strong here. Faster than Kyurem. Wow, so it reveals Scarf, Clefable. Oh,
And
Hold
Volt
up.
Breaker just goes.
wait. Second Clefable comes in and reveals Scarf unaware. Like, oh my god. He's crazy for
He's
that.
too good.
He's actually too
I
good.
thought Devon was coming out here.
So did I.
I guess it doesn't matter because you just have Diggersby.
Yeah, we had Scarf Diggersby, so that would have won anyway. And Scarf Ape.
Now this Thundurus, which is
Oh,
on the
okay.
thumbnail, by the way, for a reason. Check this out. 48, by the way. So strong. But this Thunderous goes for a rest. It's actually Rest Talk Bulk Up Fly, revealed after the game. Now, the fun thing about Rest Talk Fly is that you
where's
can't
the Defiant?
you can't Sleep Talk Fly. Like, it's legally, you can't do it. Like, the code prevents it from happening. So, like, let's say in theory, he pulls a fly here. Kind of wins. Kind of just wins the video game. But
a little bit.
if
but
you like
that would be
rest and sleep
cheating.
talk bulk up, but literally you can't do it. So
Yeah.
shout out. That's awesome. So we learned something new about game mechanics, right? Because how many people actually knew that? Probably not a whole
I
lot of you
didn't.
in chat, right?
Yeah.
Probably not a whole lot.
I did. I did. I promise you I did. Yep.
Yep. A likely story.
That won us the series, by the way. That game, we're up 5-1, and I think that eliminated Balio from playoff contention too.
Yeah, that's tough. Chesto Acro would have been cool. It would have been, yeah.
It doesn't get Acro though.
It does in future gens, right?
It doesn't in
It's
Gen
not
8
for us.
either. Because I was gonna run it against you,
Oh,
but
no?
it didn't get it.
I thought
Yeah.
it did. Maybe I'm just wrong.
Nope.
It's just Torn that gets it.
Yeah, I think
Okay,
so.
fair
I
enough.
don't know if it gets it in Gen 9. Maybe it does,
think it
but I
does.
have no idea.
It only
Yeah, I
gets
guess
it
in
in
Gen
Gen 9.
Or
Okay,
Yeah,
so
doesn't get into it.
Thundy got Acro eventually, but it took a damn long time to get it. Alright,
yeah,
fair
a bit
enough.
too late.
I don't think it gets it in Gen 9. Does it not? I'm getting conflicting conflicting
Okay,
info from the
I'll
chat.
quickly check that.
Yeah, okay, any fact checkers? Because
I
I'm not
know it
opening
didn't
my
get it
team builder
in-
on stream.
I know it doesn't get it in Gen 6, and it doesn't get it in Gen 8. I don't know about 7.
It does in fact get it in Gen 9. It doesn't get it in Gen 6.
Alright, fair
Gotcha.
enough.
Check.
Alright. We have Payton versus Nala. Very epic stuff.
I can go over the team. It's AV, Starmie, Banded, Weavile, Spikes, Rose, Yachi, on the Lando, AV, T-Rex, and Cutstap, Rotom.
Wait, AV T-Rex?
Yeah.
I was watching this
Wait,
whole
it's actually
meme thinking it was Scarf. I'm not gonna lie.
Oh, really?
When I was watching this live, I was like, alright, in comes Scarf Tyrantrum for another one. That's crazy.
Yeah.
Yeah,
But
exactly,
we were getting-
Hydra.
It like switching in the heat trend was a little bit tough, so we got the double AV.
Fair enough, right? You want to keep with the offensive pressure while taking hits. I get it.
Mm-hmm. It can also take hits from like a hit or two from arrow too if we need it to.
So we see two momentum moves. Shout out to Draft League. Into Landorus on the Electros, and Peyton's like, what? Electros is supposed to switch it on Lando. What the H? But free
We
rocks.
needed self rock.
I get it. No, I do the same thing. Always rocks up. Spikes up too? So we're
Yep.
just like
Getting
not
all up.
expecting defog arrow or something?
Or defog scissor, yeah. I mean, I think it's hard for arrow to fit it.
Let's see,
And
you need
maybe for
Stone
scissor.
Edge, maybe a flying move to one-shot Rose, and then Ice Fang. I mean, that's
Yeah, that's something
covers
like that.
everything that I can see on the screen. There's also a benched Mega, so maybe... Oh, Scizor, right.
Yeah, it's scissor, so,
it's
they probably
Fire
have
Fang.
Fire Fang.
Okay, yeah. It's a lot of move slots to fit then.
Mm-hmm.
Anyways, Chomp goes down, gets rocks up though, but like hazard advantage to Nala is kind of rough here. Heat Trend comes in on, I assume, Rowan Fan came in on a U-turn, so it doesn't get to move. And now AV Tyrantrum, 11%. That's a 4 times resist. So yeah,
Yeah.
those are Earthquake on the Poliwrath, pretty epic. Poliwrath able to force this out, goes for an Ice Punch on the Starmie, gets a crit. Not gonna end up mattering, I don't think. Now Rapid Spin on the Payback. This was kind of heat from the Poliwrath, I'm not gonna lie.
Yeah.
Now hits a Sleep Powder, fair enough. Don't want to cover like a Heat Trans switch in there, but then just goes for a Giga Drain.
Just dies, yeah.
Makes sense. I mean, at that point, Poliwrath is nothing better than a sack, so you may as well just use it as a sack there. And then U-turn with Scarf Scizor, or it's just really slow.
It's Scarf
Rose?
Scissor.
Yeah, but I think that's
It
like
was Scarf,
necessarily
yeah.
revealed from that turn, right? I guess you're faster than the Rotom turn 1. So yeah, it's probably
Yeah.
Scarf Scizor, yeah.
I think it was fair to assume at that
Mhm.
point.
Yeah.
Because our road was fast too. Like we were faster than Heatran, I believe.
Well, I just saw it
Just
outspeed,
start
so
The road. Yeah.
Well,
anyways,
they
Rotom can
start.
come in, goes for a Pain Split, gets a crisp 6%, but his Electros has burnt 0 turns, so you can always just go hard Weavile here. And Knockoff is going to kill something, it looks like. Yeah, and it's going to be the Electros. So that thing goes down. Now Scizor comes in. Now Scarf Scizor actually is slower than
It's
Weavile.
slower. Yeah.
But Bullet Punch probably kills. So you have to play
It
around
does.
that. Tyrantrum comes in on the U-turn, does 25. Basically nothing. Now Heatran comes in. Flash Cannon is going to knock this out. Sack Rotom instead. Doesn't go for
we live.
Flash Cannon, so he predicts the Rotom. Oh, we live. Yeah, so saves the sack, goes back into the Tyrantrum. Gets crit. Oh my god, so unlucky. But then Heatran gets sacked here to the Earthquake. Not risking a head smash. Fair enough. Now Scizor comes in, lives on 1 from the hazards. KOs with Bullet Punch. But Weavile can come in and Ice Shard. And looks like Ice Shard is set to sweep potentially, unless Arrow can live. Can Arrow live a Banded Ice Shard?
It can.
It can. Now you see this, right? 1%? Dead to Stone Edge. For all the marbles.
But
No.
what it was cut stab Rotom.
Oh, was it?
Yeah. Yeah. I said that at the start of the game.
Oh, I wasn't paying attention, Loki. But yeah, okay, fair enough. Grr.
I mean, like he you know, like if we're any other item, like he
Yeah,
wins,
yeah.
so you get it.
All right. So that's going to be, what? 6-1 now? Up 6-1 for the
Is it-
Dinos?
Is it 6-1 or is it 5-1? It might be 6-1.
It's
Yeah,
a
it is
6-1 now.
So... Oh, it's game 8.
Game
yeah.
8. So the deciding game 8. No, the series is already decided. But up 6-1 is Phonytail's team, Dino Crisis. And then Olivia coming in, subbing for PZZ, because PZZ was scared, ran away. I get it. Hope we go 7-1. So true. Haha, paying attention like the player. Yes, J. Ricky, so funny. Shout out Sora Stans Gloom. You're kidding, right? Just say you're kidding. Just say it. You can lie if
Wait,
you
that
want.
wins here. Nah, that
yeah,
actually wins
you can
here.
lie.
This Gloom was SD Drain Punch. For what?
Wait,
Like,
start wall.
I
For
don't
what?
think it beats anything, but yeah. It's whatever.
Drain Punching
We
with
can
what
s-
hands?
Can
These
we
little
start?
nubs?
I don't want to see this game on my screen any longer than I need to.
Okay, fair enough. Okay, Necrozma
Play
leads
on like
off.
mid speed. Like go to the speed setting and make it like very slow.
Alright, Silvally comes in and the game ends. That's my commentary.
Yeah.
Spoiler alert.
So we sucker punch the Sabali instead of killing it for some reason, and then the game ends. Yeah. I don't know. I don't have anything to really add.
And when they
It's
said
just-
AI was taking over, this is what they meant, by the way.
Yeah. Sword Stance is on the switch out on the Intimidate, like, pivot. And yeah, shout out.
That was the game
Gone.
that happened.
Yep. Wheelchair of the season, Loki. Sword
Is
Stances
this
again.
even the... I don't think it should get that title. I think it should get worst game of the season.
That's fair, actually. Where has this been all season? Right.
Yeah.
And
Nah, I get
Cardano
it. You
goes down.
sucker punch. You sucker punch for the EQ Silvally. I get it.
Do you get it? Do you actually get it?
I don't even know, like, what move could Silvally have clicked to kill Cinderace? That's what I'm curious about.
Psychic fact? No, there was nothing. Nothing could have killed it.
Everything is weaker
Maybe-
than multi-attack, right?
Yeah,
Or, like,
maybe
yeah,
about
Rock
the same.
Slide, but I don't know if that even does more.
I mean,
yeah.
Rock
Oh.
Slide would probably kill.
Yeah.
Okay, yeah, but like you're not running rock side or
Maybe you are.
I
Hey,
don't
who
know.
knows
Into
what
Cinderace.
ChatGPT is running?
Explosion,
know.
bro. Yeah, suckered on the explosion. I get it. Does it actually get Rock Slide?
I don't know. I'm just trying to think of what it does, but yeah, no. We should have just killed it, and then like, I think like Trick Room Hat would probably end up winning that game if it was played normally.
I
But
think with the
it's what it
power of
is.
hindsight, we can go
Yeah.
back to this turn and say maybe we should have Pyro Walled.
Yeah, maybe a little bit.
Maybe. It's possible. But other than that,
It was rough. But
other than
shout
that,
out to Lib for getting her big win.
yeah, this was epic. Thank you, Jay Ricky.
I mean, could you imagine if like this game happened in like a 4-3 series or something like that? Oh my god.
So this is also on the thumbnail, by the way, where Olivia's like, "What are my Terramons?" Because she subbed in last minute. Turns out Silvally was the fairy Terra, so there we go. That was gonna be the series. Very epic stuff. And now we have Skrelpers versus DUI. Let's see, where's
Oh, okay.
game
No,
one?
that makes sense, PZZ. But anyway, like we don't have to worry about that game anymore. It's gone. Gone forever.
For Nihilego, yeah, that makes sense actually.
Yeah.
Alright, game 2. Where's game 3? It's always the last one that I check, huh? Yeah. Then 5 was this. 6.
The next two series are like extremely important, right? Yeah.
Yeah.
The ones before, well, I guess like Dino and Balio was important. Like if either team lost, like they were out of playoff. I think actually if like either team tied, they were probably out.
Okay, but
I
do we
think Dino
really
can
think
still make it with a
Balio-
tie there, but you definitely want to beat Balio. That's like your freebie, Loki.
Mm-hmm.
Screens
Balio
Lottie
probably
setup,
gave up.
guys. Yeah. Well, Balio this season is actually on track to be worse than Old Heads as a record, so I think y'all have something to play for. Like, be better than Old Heads, please.
Yeah. Just win next week, like, and then that's all you got to do. I think they play DUI, right?
They play
please beat them, it
DUI
helps.
and then Pardon the Eruption, so it's a tough last 2 weeks for them.
Please beat DUI. It helps my team make playoffs.
Yeah. Do it for Dougal.
Yeah.
All right, so here we have Queen Addison versus, I think it's a Zom, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
This was a crazy game, I'm not gonna lie. You guys are gonna enjoy this one. All right, let's just go ahead and start it off. Yeah. Metagross leads off into the Raikou, and Reflect goes up, and we miss Toxic. No.
No.
Yeah.
It turns out to be pretty big too.
Yeah. So Mew comes in, misses Wisp. All right, call it even. Yep. So it looks like Spadef Mew. Volt Switch going to 20. Gonna taunt the Metagross, which can't Toxic. Okay, sure. Now Wisps the Vaporeon. Sure. Like, how are we beating this Mew? Flip turns for 2. Takes Helmet.
2%.
Big chip.
Typical
Did
Draft
more
League
damage
U-turn.
to him.
Or Flip turn.
Did more damage to itself.
Yeah,
than
and
to
then
the Mew.
misses a Hydro Pump. Unlucky. But Quillfish is faster and goes for a Spike. And
Was that Scarf Quillfish or
I-
just like modded?
or is this a
specs?
Zazo spread? I mean, this is Zazo's team. So you never
Yeah.
know. You really actually never know.
Balio.
Yeah, Trick Room Keldeo perchance. Volt switches again on the Rotom-Mow. But a Nasty Plot comes out, so at neutral basically with the screen in effect. A DD. So again, a Trick Room Rotom-Mow slower than Scrafty. But here it's actually nice because you get the slow Volt Switch into Dragonite, which gets Ice Punched, sure. It's a Life Orb Scrafty, wow. But it gets Dragon Tailed, so threat has been diffused.
That did do a lot. Like from a Scrafty like 72 to Dino, kind of a lot.
Gets the Roost off, and doesn't have a move to KO 35% Scrafty, so just goes hard Keldeo on the Ice Punch.
Good play.
Huge.
I think Roost is free though, right? Because you can Roost on Ice Punch.
No.
and let it kill itself. You could get frozen, maybe, right?
Well, +1
That
did
would probably be the
72 with multi-scale. So if you roost, it's basically like having multi-scale. So it'd do like 47 or something like
No,
that.
you go back into multi-scale, so it'd do like a quarter.
You only get back to multi-scale if you're at full.
Yeah, but if you
or
roost,
she
you're
It
wouldn't
was
have
at
gotten to
56. It
full.
was at 56. You're right. You
Oh,
could have
no, yeah,
roosted.
you're done right. My bad. Sorry. I
don't
thought
know.
it was still at 27.
I guess fearing DD again.
Mr. L5, a league
Maybe.
I'm in is having a debate right now. Is Terra Skeletors round 2 a bad pick? What
Yeah.
year is it? That's crucial context.
Yeah,
Is
I
it-
would. I don't think I would draft that like at all unless it was like 7 points. Not gonna lie.
It's 2025. Ooh, that's a little bit rough. That's a little bit rough.
I
If it were like the gen first dropped like 5 minutes ago, then sure, Terra Skeletors round
Yeah.
2, totally fair. But today's day and age, I think perchance maybe a questionable pickup. But anyways, Keldeo in. And now, where's the water resist? The water resist is just light screen being up, basically. And that's still doing 41%. Right. Mo comes in again on the Raikou. Goes hard in Wi-Fi, true. Vaporeon is sacked off to a CC with Life Orb. Gonna be more than enough to knock it out. And now Kartana gets to come in and potentially go for just a Sacred Sword, I guess. I feel like a knockoff would have been maybe better. I guess it doesn't kill, right? Because it's a 4x resist.
Yeah.
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 whatever.
And Dom didn't really need to.
Yeah, you don't
Work
really
out, right?
save it. Now we see a Shadow Ball from Rotom Mode. Does a 33 to Mew. Very epic. Now our Roost comes out. Do we see a Nasty Plot? Now we see a Slow Volt Switch. And this Mew is really annoying to remove. But Specs Keldeo should be able to get the job done with Hydro Pump. Kappa.
Nah,
No,
we're missing.
Oh, I actually should have get the job done.
Yeah. This is why I run Surf every week in BBR, by the way.
Well, it actually does have Surf.
I know it runs both, but I guess you had to Hydro Pump to threaten to KO on Mew,
Yeah.
so I get it. And now Lycanroc, the most useless Pokemon of all time. Stone Edges the Metagross, and then switches out because I guess Crunch doesn't kill from 66.
It
Yep.
probably dies the bullet punch, honestly.
Yeah,
Yeah.
so
That's
Or the
horrible.
toxic.
But now Reflect goes up. We're going to see another light screen, I assume. So that's the water resist, yep. Now imagine a defog here. A defog would go so incredibly hard from the Rotom, right?
Yeah.
Alas, it is Nasty Plot. Last move unrevealed. Dragonite gonna get sacked off to a Stone Edge. Shout out. Now what? Kartana? No, Metagross comes in again. We're just not
Oh, it
crunch.
wasn't crunch. Yeah.
Yeah, fair enough.
What a shame.
World's strongest Lycanroc. I just hate watch that thing every time. And I'm always rewarded too. Like, alright, Autotomize. If that was weakness policy, could have been tough.
Mm-hmm.
But here, just gonna get a KO with Flamethrower. Knocks out the
Except it
Rotom
doesn't kill.
I mean, it'll KO the next one. Now, Metagross gets sacked off. Sure.
What item do you think Celesteela was, by the way? I don't think it's ever got revealed.
Probably Z move, right? Thoughts?
In Gen 8, yeah, totally.
Thanks, Jova, for the sub. Appreciate that. Now, Kartana comes in, sacks the Rotom to waste a light screen turn. And that's going to make sense in about 2 seconds when you see what this Kartana clicks. Tailwind. On the Flamethrower, and now, Specs Keldeo. Can we connect 2 Hydro Pumps? That's the question. There's one,
Generation
knocks out
game.
the Steela, because this is modest specs. Mew comes in, and Fueking dies, which is crazy, by the way. How are you taking 33 from Shadow Ball and 72 from Pump? Keldeo's just raw.
Yeah. I mean, the obvious choke was, like, obvious. You needed to...
Oh yeah, you need to,
Autotomize
like,
the
auto
second
right
time.
here. Like, right here,
Yeah,
you need to
and then
auto
you win.
immediately. Yeah.
You know, like, really well played to Addie. I feel like, given what happened to her, she played, like, perfectly.
Yeah, you
know?
played your outs, and then you go for the Tailwind reverse sweep with Keldeo. Got it. Yep.
Wait, so it wasn't Trick Room Keldeo, it was Tailwind Keldeo.
Well,
Oh
it was
shit.
modest, so they're trying their best. It's like a tail room thing, you know? Choke
Yeah.
was justified by all the
Like a
Hydro
PC
misses. So true.
Totally.
So, Skrelper's up 1-0 now. We see Panda versus Agency. So, two players that I think are quite good in the actual game, you know? I think they play quite strong. A lot of offense from both these guys, I think. One of those two was a roll and one just died. Yeah, Keld is crazy. My Glorious King versus my boyfriends. Which one's which? Yeah. I assume Panda's the boyfriend.
I thought he was looking for a boyfriend, so I know.
Yeah,
he might be the
Scurve
king.
signed up.
Yeah.
He said me,
There's
me,
like
me,
a
me,
long
me,
list.
me, me.
There's at least 6 people that like put in an application for that, including myself. So I don't know.
I don't blame
We'll
you.
see.
He's so
I think we're still like
good.
I think we're still doing like round 1 of interviews. I don't know.
Oh,
So-
there's a whole interview process? Kind of fire. Anyways,
It's important. We need our
Yeah, the
resumes and
gospels,
references. You know,
where can I find the app? That's what I'm saying, J. Ricky. That's what
it's
I'm
already
saying.
closed. You're too late. Sorry.
No. He does
Compliance
like a man
is
that's on
tough, though.
time. I get it.
Yeah.
Alright, Terra types here. We got Terra Dark Torn. We got Terra Water Shifu. Is this Water Shifu? Or is this Dark Shifu?
Yeah,
It's
it's
water.
rapid.
Yeah, it is water. And then it's also Terra Fairy on the Pecharunt. Alright, Garchomp leads off into the Ogerpon Dash Cornerstone. And a Scale Shot here. How many hits we
Only
getting?
2.
2? Never lucky. But it's a Life Orb, so Life Orb EQ threatening a KO here. Stone Edge is the switch to Mana Buzz, kind of raw. Goes for another Stone Edge here. Going for a roll.
I think if you're gonna predict Mandavad, maybe you should actually, but I don't know if that kills
Yeah,
though. I don't know.
No, it does. It does. If he
It does?
SD turn 2, I'm pretty sure the game is just instantly over.
Well, if he gets the same
Well, it's
roll,
a
right?
roll.
49, so it would do 98. But here you
Well,
get
I
two
mean,
chances
it's
to
a
get the
in
roll.
his favor.
Well, if
You'll
it's a
see-
roll in
you'll
his
see later.
favor, then it's correct to Stone Edge twice because you're spreading the damage rolls out across 2 turns, making it more likely to do a KO. Trust me, I'm a scientist.
He'll be a genius. Hey, it worked.
Yep, that's what I'm saying.
Well, you're so smart, L5.
I know, I know.
Yeah, this one just died if this were SD'd.
If he just SD'd on the swap to Metagross, by the way, it came instantly over. Oh my god. And then crits the Dark Pulse, yeah. Tough luck,
I don't
buddy.
think the crit mattered. Right?
Depends on sets, right? If it's like AV Torn versus like a somewhat bulky Chomp, which it isn't, but like whatever. And then Sludge Bomb poisons the Prim. Yeah, this is
Crit
cooked.
poison. That's crazy.
GG, Panda wins. It's over. Alright, Mew comes in on the Terra Dark Torn. Surely a choice of all time. Gets red carded, okay. The choice has been successful. But it just goes back into Torn. Wait, DD
And then
Mew?
you see direct.
No CC. Aw, L. 2 hits on
I don't
Axel.
think I think it's kind of hard to like predict Dark Torn, right? Maybe.
Uh,
I don't
yeah.
know.
Well, it's
I
like a
get that makes
Darkrai
some sense.
resist, plus you get like stronger stab versus like Mew and Pecharunt. Like I get it.
Yeah. I don't know if I would predict Dark while prepping though.
Yeah.
Maybe not, yeah. Oh my god.
Then it's Scarf
in.
Metagross. For weakness policy run. That's crazy.
Yeah. If this was Salic, maybe that could have been game. Yo, Salic Terra Blast Shadow Ball just wins the game. Low-key.
And for he wasn't, that's it.
Yeah. You mocked Dark Torn and were choosing specific moves, but opted to have this Petch as the counterplay of Dark. Fair enough, but also like,
Mm-hmm.
what do you need here? Need Poltergeist for the Metagross maybe on your Mew? Or Triple Axle Poltergeist. And then you could put CC last. Like, come on, you could do it. Could have done it. But either way, Torn comes in, 65 to Corv, triggers weakness policy, and agility. Okay, does this Corv just win? I mean, you have to roost on like the Roughtskin sack. Does get the roost on the Roughtskin sack. So can he win this one?
I thought like at the point Panda was gonna win with like a Scarf or Shifu, because like everything kind of died. Like if you get the chip on Garchomp.
Yeah,
see
but
Dragon Tail.
he forgot to get chip on
Yeah.
Garchomp. That's
And
tough.
it's not Scarfed
And
anyway.
it's also
yeah.
not Scurve.
It was the slowest Urshifu ever, because like the Garchomp I'm told had like no speed at all.
Yeah, so Trick Room
like a
Garchomp is actually still faster than Trick Room or Shifu. That's how speed tiers work. Free rocks, by the way.
What was the nickname on
23.
Shifu? I missed it.
Can you not just like go for last Mon Corviknight win?
I think
Yeah, that's
that's
what I was thinking.
Like,
Like
you have
you
to do,
like
but
intentionally sag Darkrai here or something. That didn't
Yeah.
happen. So.
but now Torn gets to come in, and like with Torn on the field, you can't set up on it.
Yeah.
I think it
It's
would
just
probably cooked anyways, because he just always goes hard Torn on the Corviknight. And yeah, he would just like 60 whatever. And that's gonna be the game.
our hero law.
Yep. The protagonist, he's down, but he's not out. See you next week. All right. So it's like what, 1-1
Oh,
now?
it was Specs.
Or no, this is 2-0, right?
yeah, it's
2-0.
2-0.
For Scrulpers. Yeah, Specs Torn makes sense if you're doing that much. All right.
Yeah, so the crit didn't matter on Garchomp then. I didn't think it did anyway.
Yeah. Now we have Palkia versus 5B7D, which is
This
Blitz.
is Blitz. Yeah.
That's
Yeah.
Blitz, yeah.
Mm-hmm. Yo, 29 likes. Can we get 30 for the algorithm? Oh my god.
Don't worry, I got you.
Oh, you got me? Beast.
Yeah. Pretty sick.
Actually, beast mode. Alright, Palkia versus Blitz. Again, two good players. Let's see how it goes. Terra types, we have Stellar Torn. That's new. And then Dark Conch. And then on the other side, we have Electric Moth and Fairy on the Annihilate.
I kind of like the
leads off.
Terra Torn here. Like it covered whatever Annihilate or the Moth could do.
Guys, look. Do you see what just happened turn 1?
No, wait till you see what happens turn 2, though.
Oh my god. World's strongest Annihilate. Yeah.
Yeah, I don't get it.
And
That was awesome.
Life Orb Surf, yeah, pack it up. That was
Life Orb
fun.
Surf did 33? This is like 7 AVs on this guy. He's got a vest
The
on his
last
vest on
final
his
boss.
vest. Okay, dual hazard up and then gets crit. Wrap this
Oh,
one up.
no.
If you can get a mortal spin off, then it's cool. But actually, these hazards are kind of a big deal because you can always spin block with Empoleon. And Agility Crown, but Mana Buzz should be able to handle this quite comfortably. Yeah,
right?
I would call that quite comfortable.
You think, right?
Okay, it was me when I think. My bad. I should
think
stop
you
doing
like
that.
should. I guess they didn't have Whirlwind there, but that's like I think that probably should have been look like, but they might
Or
have not
foul
had
play,
it.
or anything really.
Foul play. Doesn't the same thing happen if you foul play?
Okay. We just took Empoleon
yeah,
to
but,
sack our
you
Mana
still
Buzz.
live the next one, so you can actually kill with foul play, but now you can't kill with knock.
Oh, yeah,
Yeah,
roost
that's
this
true.
off. Yeah, that'll work.
It's kind of cooked at this
Yeah.
point.
Yeah.
Does
foul
this just
play would've
win?
killed.
I don't think it just wins, but it like breaks the team enough to
Vacuum
where
Wave doesn't
you
kill.
can't lose.
Oh my
That's
god.
crazy. Empoleon might be
E-speed?
bad, guys.
Empoleon Alvarado.
He might be horrible.
Hey,
You
he
have
killed
PE
it.
speed.
How is my Life Orb Empoleon done less than 50% net damage? Okay. Pyappa, Glimora. Yeah, this is
Oh,
cooked.
he's too good.
He actually just thought of everything. Oh my god.
And the mortal spin, put
Yep.
it on a timer even
Typical.
more. Yeah.
Alright, gets the KO, but like... Okay, why aren't we...
What do you do? Yeah.
Never mind. E-speed,
Yeah,
but it's Scarf
Speaker.
Meow, and that's gonna be the game. I just U-turn to what? Lando? Yeah, full HP Lando versus Iron Moth with Terra Electric. Yeah, this is cooked. 56 from Fiery Dance is a lot, so it's like either like no bulk Lando or that's Specs Moth, but either way, game's over. Peace. Is that 2-1 now? I think that's 2-1.
Yeah. They needed that win, and that was a pretty like dominated win for Blitz.
For sure, yeah. And I have Rye versus J Scurve, so 2 top 5 players going back and forth here. Like Rye, I think right now seems to be at least a top 5 ORAS player, and J Scurve, you already know he's top 5, so should be a great game.
We see the Regirock. I remember you saying it had like a good matchup or something, where you could see it being brought.
Because it, like, in theory, can check things like the Zardex and the Thunderous. Yeah. So it's, like, the best thing available for those two guys on the roster, low-key. But the thing is, on the other side, this Altaria is a really big threat as well. So, like, a little bit of a volatile matchup, some might say. Some might say. I wouldn't say that, but some would. Gren leads off into Rotom Wash. So lead Gren into Scarf Rotom. Okay, so weakness policy.
Is it Scarf or is it just like a Zazu set, you know? You can't tell.
I don't think you can legally be slower than Rotom as a Greninja. Like,
yeah, unless you're like actively trying to make it slower.
There's no way, right? So it gets up a spike and freaking dies. So very powerful Greninja set.
Only 2 hits.
Yeah, so unlucky.
I think the 2 hits actually come into play later too.
Mm-hmm. You were Scarfed, but I think it might have been slower than a max Rotom. Was it just max HP, max like attack or something? That's crazy. But anyways,
wouldn't you want to be faster than like Altaria at least? I don't know.
Me when my Gren is creeping base 80s. Yeah, shout out to Zazo. Oh my god.
That's my goat.
Alright. Hyper Voices to chip the Mesprit, but no J. Ricky Citrus Berry means it's going to be forced out. Let this be a lesson. Okay, here, Zard gets in for free on the Altaria and can just go for an Iron Tail. But here we go from Steel Leak to Steel Leak with 2 hazards up. And we're going to get 2-hit KO'd by Iron Tail. Oh my god.
No.
I can't believe it.
No. And he hits both.
Poor J-Scurf. Orlando gets to come in at least. Now Stoice comes in. It looks to be AV the way he brought it into Lando, right? Goes for a spin. Gets boomed on, which is pretty nice. Altaria comes in. Those are Hyper Voice KOs. Very nice stuff. But now Zard comes in and that kills, bro. How does that kill?
We're in Flare Blitz range. Yo.
Ow, bro.
That's crazy.
Such a crazy Pokemon, Zardex. Anyways, Life Orb Crobat, interesting. Thunder should be able to eat 1. Goes for agility. If a Sludge Bomb Poison comes out, this could be bad. No poison. And so T-Bolt kills this. Are we in Mach Punch range? I doubt it. Can you kill the Conk though? It's like Spit FAV.
Yeah.
30. Is the Para?
So like, if the Greninja got 1 more Witter Shuriken off, like I think Conk might have been in range. Actually, it looked like it would have been close.
Maybe. And now
I think
Rotom comes in.
The Shuriken did like 16 and 17, so it probably still lived.
So Scarf Hydro looks like it cleans. Mesprit's at 32 after rocks. It just needs to hit 1 more Hydro Pump and doesn't do it.
Jinx.
Only hits the 2 of them.
Yeah.
Unfort.
1/16th roll if he's max ATA. That's awesome, bro. That's so sick. Surely. Ryluck insane at the moment. He is on a kind of a generational luck streak at the moment.
Is he? What is he? 4-1 now? 5-1? Or not 5-1? 5-0? 4-1? I don't remember.
He's doing really well. That's all I know.
Yeah.
5-1 by week 5.
Yeah, he's that good, bro. He's that good.
5-0. My bad. Yeah, but
yes, I grapple.
ZVG didn't have Zazo Trick Room spreads last season, why did Skrelps have them? Does Zazo secretly hate his own team? Oh, they had them. I'm sure of it.
They did have them.
Yeah,
Yeah.
this is not new. If you see any Zazo pace, it's all modest, adamant, like 52 speed on your offensive guy. Like, they're all like that. It's just now people are starting to punish it. You know what I mean? But anyways, we see Agent Flame versus Ultraviolet. Who is this guy?
Manu.
Oh, Manu.
Whatever.
Yeah,
Yeah, Manu.
Mano.
Yeah.
We have to decide which way to pronounce that again. I think it's Mano.
I think it's Manu too.
And I'll be new.
Been embracing the Zazo way with greed. Oh, they say you're only punished 1 out of 50 times. Not true, by the way. But
The 50 times seems to happen all the time.
every other game, yeah. But
Wait, but
anyways,
his name is the sin of wrath, not the sin of greed.
whoa,
Whoa.
that was kind of deep. Anyways, Terra types here. We see Terra Water Ogerpon, of course. And the secondary Terra, no idea. On Flame side, we see Terra Normal Gliscor, Terra Steel Hydrapple. Right, Ogerpon leads off into the Weavile. We see a Fling,
Fling.
Light Ball,
Fling.
full para. He really outplayed. Yeah, outplayed the shit out of that Ogerpon, not gonna lie.
Fling Light Ball is a band page search special, by the way.
Yeah.
That's
All
the
right.
premier Lando set. Dude, you can tell this is a
Yep.
Craig face because of the light ball.
Yep. I was expecting this to be Meteor Beam. on
That's
the
actually so
Gamora.
real.
Yeah.
Meteor Beam would have one-shot the Lando too. Oh my god. No, would it?
It-
43 from Power
let
Gem.
Let me do the quick maths on that.
I'm gonna say yeah.
0.5, 0.5. So 43 times 2.25 seems about right. You know, like,
Oh yeah, it does kill. It does kill. It does kill.
yeah,
Yeah, it would have.
kind of raw. So it should have been Meteor Beam, etc. Now you get a free Swords Dance with Gliscor. Sure. Weavile reveals Boots, and it's not foul play. So Triple Axel gonna do about half and die to Facade. Yippee. And now what's gonna come in to check this Gliscor is gonna be Terrapagos. What do you click here? Terra Starstorm into the Jirachi. Fair enough.
I think Agent Flame should have just broken the shell there.
Maybe, but you get a U-turn here into Valiant, and now Valiant looking like it might just pick up a KO depending on the Fez. Alright, Moonblast is 21, so Psychic looking like it's potential to KO, but if it's Psyshock, then it's not going to kill. Probably Psyshock on the Valiant then, if you're not willing to stay in.
I
No.
think Psyshock does more, because, like,
But it's
Fez
Fizdef
did.
is the
Well,
thing.
it's probably Fizdef.
Yeah.
Yeah,
but
helmet Fizdef.
I think neither kills because Fez still
Yeah.
has good natural SPF.
Maybe.
It's like base 125. It was
Anyways,
probably Pyapa Berry anyway.
Hydrapple comes in, takes the Earthquake and U-turn combo. Earth
I guess
powers
this
the
Hydrapple
Fez.
should be useless, but the Hydrapple actually puts in decent work despite being non-terror.
Mm-hmm.
Oh,
yeah.
the Dreki helmet. Never mind.
And now we break the shell. Okay. But Dark Pulses, so Agent Flame gets away with it and lives to tell the tale, I guess. Glamora comes in on the next Dark Pulse. And Power Gem is going to do a lot to this thing. Goes for a spin, which is going to spin away the
I think
T-Spikes
spin
as they're
earlier
set up.
would've been- Yeah, I think spin earlier.
And
would've
it's
been
Scarf
before.
Glim.
I think it was revealed to be Scarf versus Orlando, or at least I would have thought it was Scarf.
Well, Lando could just be
honestly-
slower. Like,
Yeah, I feel like max speed Glomora. Like honestly, if I'm prepping, I'd expect it to be faster than Lando.
probably.
So I
That's
don't know.
fair.
And then
Yeah, and then
Encore's
Encore.
the sub. But this is kind of hard to take advantage of the Encore, right? Like, you go Valiant, but you're just gonna stay in until the taunt or until the Encore wears off. There'll be one more sub. Like, cool, you got like 25% on the Iron Crown, but it's still +1 with a speed booster.
It's okay. The main character will save the day.
Oh yeah, the
Yeah, me.
Hydrapple.
Yep.
Jirachi comes in. Encores again, this time into Tachyon, but you're not clicking anything besides Tachyon anyways. in this game.
I think you probably could have U-turned there, but it's not a big deal.
I mean, if you U-turn on sub, you're just cooked, right?
I don't think you click sub though.
And the goat.
And there's the goat, yep.
saves the day.
Hydraffle. Demon mode.
Yeah,
Gets
the
the roost
hero.
off, though. But this Jirachi kind of just clicks Iron Head. Never mind, clicks Healing Wish, like I said.
Heals
score
off
comes
his
in.
own poison.
Yeah. But now Agility looks like it just sweeps, right? You just need to have Earthquake, and you win. Lando comes in, but you can SD on this turn if you wanted to. Doesn't go for it, but you can SD now. Doesn't make a difference.
Yeah.
And yeah,
Kinda-
44. Lando should die to
Actually a lot.
+1 facade, so has to switch to reset Intimidate, but all this while we're getting Poison Heal, and it's just over. So Tarek Gliscor, Double Dance, does it again. How many times have we seen a Double Dance Gliscor win the game? Feels like a lot. Feels like so
Twice.
much.
Yeah.
But
I
it's more
think
than
it's
twice
like
for
under.
sure.
I think it's underpriced. Like as a Terramon.
Maybe, yeah. I think
Only
it's going
12
up
points.
in the Ghosting Tour, like the tier
Yeah, the
update.
ghosting there. I mentioned that.
Make it 15 with Terra, honestly.
15 is kind of crazy, I'm not gonna lie.
I don't want to play it again though. I'll make it 15.
Okay, fair
It's
enough.
important.
And we should make Meowscarada 45 points while we're at it. Is that your opinion?
I want it banned, but like I'm fine with that. That
You're fine
seems
with
fair.
45? Okay.
Yeah, I won't go lower than 45 though.
Okay.
Hey, you know who else is going up in the ghosting tour?
Big
The Big
Hydra
Apple.
Apple. Yep.
Yeah.
Hell yeah. So what's the score now? Rye 1 for
3-2.
Scalpers. Agent Flame is on
Yeah, 3-2.
DUI.
DUI, yeah.
A 3-2 going into this, which is Bobbert versus iPro. And yeah, we're just gonna play this one. Just make it a milli at this point. Got bans. Okay, Reflect Curum is kind of demon here, no? Like, what do you revenge this with? KO's the Bronzong with Z moves just to save a screen turn. Fair enough. Now Pidgeot comes in. Hurricane does 57, but Ice Beam's gonna KO.
It's freaking
So Kyurem
guys.
gets a 2-for-1, but gives up Rocks. Now Zera KOs this with CC. Yep, fair enough. Now what? Gallade comes in. Drill comes in. So saying, hey, I'm either Chopple or Scarf. You should switch. There's no ground resist anymore, so it's a free Earthquake. Big chip on Feeny. No item, so it could be Scarf or it could be Ayapapa. We see Reflect, so it's probably Light Clay,
Or
actually.
maybe like Clay, yeah.
Super Fang misses the Nidoqueen, but that doesn't really make a big difference, I don't think. Like, gets it off now, and then Poison Jabs into... gets a U-turn, now Electro's basically dead. So, yeah. I mean, the Pidgeot's already dead, so you don't really need it. But maybe you wanted HP for the Zera. Who's to say? Anyways, T-Spikes in a Feeny Mirror is kind of crazy, no? Is that not crazy? Anyways, we take Chip on our Gallade, which is like really awful, because now look at Zeraora, right? We took Chip on our 2 mons that take a hit. So Zera comes in, goes for a
helmet chip.
bulk up behind Reflect. Drain Punch does a crisp 33, and are we cooked?
Is it over?
Chat. Because if you set up like this, you're probably Shuka, right? You're probably Shuka anyways for like Scarf,
Yeah.
a Drill, or
Yeah, I was
Sandrush
watching
Drill.
this game with Hamada. And he really wanted this to be Drain Punch because he was looking at the matchup and he was like, electric fighting coverage hits the whole team. So if you're double fighting move, it works. And he was actually Drain Punch.
Yeah.
That was going crazy this game though, holy shit. Man. Saying some wild stuff. Yeah, and Zera just won. Really
Yeah.
good job by iPro to pull it back after the rough start.
I thought
That's
if this
actually a
was
pretty-
if this was Scarfini, it could have won. You know what I mean? Like Moonblast this.
Zygarde lives one though.
It lives one, but
'cause
are you
it-
killing back?
With
But it
like
takes
Z move and
Sandstorm
E
chip.
speed. Yeah.
Yeah, it's saying Sandstorm Chip and Poison Chip.
Yeah, if
Yeah.
you're like Z ground, sure. But no guarantee you're that set.
No, he was that set. He told
There's
us
no
tonight.
guarantee. Like I said. Okay, so
He didn't show sense.
all good, all good. Anyways, so iPro wins that one. And now what? Is it tied or is iPro? I think it's tied. Yeah,
It's tied
3-3.
now. Yeah.
I would like to point out that the series started 1-3.
And we're back 3-3. All right, ID Cup versus Vanga Banga. So basically the two most hyped up mid-season ads, right?
Well, Agency and Impulse.
Oh, I guess Agency.
I feel, yeah.
Honestly, kind of fire mids.
Yeah, actually super fire mids. It is 19k Vanga Banga. Yes, it is. Thanks for asking. And there is a Blissey on his team. Yep. Tereso? Yeah, my bad. I forgot.
Oh shit. Good game's happening. I actually got to go after this game, but yeah.
Okay.
Unfortunately.
Well, ID Cup had a good DFL performance, if you're unaware. And Vanga Banga coming off a DPL championship last season. So, here we go. Get into it.
Did he play a game last season?
Who
I don't
knows?
know.
Probably.
He did at least one.
Yeah, right.
I'm certain of that, but
You should make a video about how the DFL stars are killing DPL. Cup is a stud, so true. And then A12 the GOAT. True.
Sammy C is 4-1.
Yeah, he is.
wait, it's actually true.
Yeah, the DFL GOATs. And they can make it in the big leagues. It's true. Alright, Terra Ghost Ledge and Electric on the Crown. And then on the other side is Terra Water on the Zarude.
Yeah, eyes on the Terra Electric crown, by the way. No spoilers.
Wait. Rats ate his internet cables? That's tough, buddy. Was it Addison's rats? That's kind of messed up. Oh my god. Darkrai leads off into Goldango. Good lead. A combined 8-1. Damn. Blissey comes in. Seismic Toss is a great Tusk. I feel like that was a Rock's turn if you had it. Knocks off the Dio coming in. It's Rocky Helmet. So just trying to check the Great Tusk as best as possible. Pain Split, I guess. But he freaking died of Headlong. Oh my god. That was a high roll on Headlong for sure. 57 when Nock did 56. Isn't Nock literally stronger as well? Like,
yeah.
Okay, so this is like mid-roll Maxwell type beat. As Zarude comes in, is gonna Terra Water and Terra Blast into Serp. Yeah, this game is cooked, bruh. You go Goldango on Reflect. Light screen goes up as T-Wave comes out. But now what? Shadow Ball does 23. Gets the raise on Contrary. And this Serp, Loki just freaking wins. Like, if it's a Synthesis last, what beats it? Oh, Para beats it, perchance. And a crit, so never mind, right?
God, it's too easy.
It's actually too
Honestly,
easy.
Honestly, low-key might have been better, because...
now you get the crown in with screens up, yeah. I mean, yeah. Blissey comes in, but Calm Mind's up, and this is surely going to be Psyshock, right? You're playing a Blissey. Like, come on. Gets +2, you're immune to T-Wave, and there's the Psyshock, and the game's over. Like, shut up, Blissey. There's just sweeps, nothing you can do, because Cinderace comes out, dead to Terra Blast. If this was Scarf, could have revenge killed, but yeah. Goldango can live one, but you're +2 Spadef, so no crit, GG. So this is the point in the stream where I would have killed myself. That's tough, Addison. Hope things improve for you. But yeah, Gliscor dead, and it's Jover. Iron Crown kind of broken. Yeah, he's like really good as a win con with Terra, right? Pretty cool stuff. So, Duel, you have to leave now or what?
Yeah.
Oh,
Can't say anything, but he had to leave.
he
No, he's already
left?
gone.
Oh,
Yeah.
he said after that game, so he's just lying. I hate that guy. No, I appreciate it to Dougal. Anyways, now we have Craig versus Zazo. Game 8. Decider, right? So, ID Cup is on DUI, right? So DUI is up 4-3. And it's up to Zazo to tie up the series. Screlp really need this win to make playoffs. Like, at least a draw, right? You need points. And G-Darm right now, is going into this week, G-Darm has not lost in a DPL or DCL game in like 2 years. Like, So it's all lining up for Zazo. This is his hero moment. Can he do it? Well, let's find out. Grimmsnarl leads off into the Darm. We see a Trick Lagging Tail? No, Sticky Barb. Okay. So this Sticky Barb is now on the G-Darm, and yikes.
Yeah.
Chomp comes in, gets Rocks Up versus Mew, takes a triple axle and Fleeking dies, right? His protective pads. Yeah.
This is the best mod in Gen 8, by the way.
Dude, Keegan just started punching his monitor. I know he hates Rockscar Chomp with everything that he stands for. Alright, Reflect Starmie actually reveals Light Clay with a Poltergeist. So, dual screen Starmie sets up for some
Hey, remember when we
Oh
mentioned
my
the
God.
fattest defog? Yeah.
the fattest defog of all time. Oh my god. Oh my god.
Dude, when I was watching this game at like 5 different instances, I was like, yeah, this
Yeah,
game's
Zazo's got
completely
this, dude. Like, it's so over. Eject button self goob. Love to see it. Aquaberry.
And this
This
sequence
was
kinda...
unique. This was very unique. Why did we sack our Mew for fun? I don't know.
I saw the guard champ getting sacked. Was like, here, have my Mew, like a donation.
Yeah. He's actually donating a charity right now just to drop his taxes. I get it. Steelix comes in, stays in on the Starmie, free rocks. It's the spin-off. Alright, buddy. Sets a reflect. And now do you just spam rocks? Like, what are you supposed to do here? Goes Lottie
Lottie.
for another defog, I guess?
Big
Mono
chip, by the way.
Surf, so...
Yeah, Lottie just kind of destroys the Starmie, and then he
Oh,
sets up
his
screens
own
as well.
screen? Okay, there's a lot going on this screen right now. Scizor comes in, goes for a Swords Dance, but
Oh,
no
this sequence
reflect.
was hilarious.
Gyro
Gyro
comes
out.
in. Foul play. Eats
Oh,
a
he's
citrus.
so
Shout out
good.
to J Ricky.
And then the next turn, he
Oh my
toxic.
He's
There's
too
no,
fire. He's too
I thought
fire.
there's no way 100 wins this.
Dude, this is so over. Wait, confusion on the G-Darm? Chance Ball? Chance Ball?
Well, it's
Wait,
faster,
it's just
so
slower than Zapdos.
Yeah,
Yeah, because it's
it's
not
Zapdos,
Scarf
yeah,
anymore.
everyone. Yeah.
The Steelix comes in, sets rocks as Starmie comes in, but you're just going to spin, right? No, you reflect first, live, and then now you spin.
I think the surprising thing was that the Starmie came out like alive with double screens up and no rocks. So honestly, it did its job. Where
Yeah,
I
it
felt
really
like
did.
Latios.
What more
Latios
can you
maybe-
ask for? Like, alright, now Scizor in with both screens up max. Now Scrafty comes in, it is foul play, but with Reflect, you're able to take one at least. Oh my god, Rocky Helmet doesn't 2-hit KO. Foul play does 46. Superpower gonna do a double down with the helmet. Alright. And now what? What comes in here? There's still a few more turns of Reflect. A few more of Light Screen. See a Defog, get rid of the screens, okay. But a Dragon Dance comes out. And a Crunch KOs Latios. We have a Feeny, we're not going to it. We goes Licks instead. Takes a Waterfall.
for power whip.
Booms, gets rid of the Gyarados, and now it's Feeny versus Zapdos. But Feeny will absolutely demolish the Grimmsnarl, so it's up to this 1v1. Can Feeny beat the Zapdos? It's revealed leftovers, so no weakness policy, no Scarf, no nothing.
Zapdos is probably offensive because I heard
Yeah.
he did 1,000,000 to his arm.
We see a
Yeah,
Calm
just like-
Mind, but it looks like the rolls are going to be in Craig's favor, and that's going to be
Yep.
it.
Yeah, crazy comeback.
That was crazy, yeah. 3-1 into 3-5? Bro. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. I'm so sorry. Alright, last series. We're actually speeding through these. Good stuff. I would come back from the dead here and kill myself again.
Make sure.
Just make sure is crazy. Oh my god. Alright, who's game 3? I don't know why I hovered over Skyhorse to see if he's game 3. That's never happening.
Bro plays in Monday his time.
Right? 6, 7. And of course, you know, we gotta end the stream with game 8 Fagos. the
course.
goat. Alright. Lock in, folks. Wait, another Vileplume? Another Sunny Day matchup? Thoughts? Thoughts? Look at Sunny Day Vileplume versus his team. It just wins, apart from, you know, it not winning. Apart from that minor detail, it does just win here. You do it for the fans? I don't think the fans want that. I think you're misreading the situation. It's cool though.
There's
I
some
get
bad
it.
fans, yeah.
There's some bad fans out there. It wins if you ignore everything that stops it from winning. This guy gets it. He sees the vision. All right. King of Crook versus
actually,
Rob Jr.
The Vileplume set is pretty diabolical.
Is it? SD Dream Punch Vileplume though. Learn from the gloom. Why does it? No, that totally wins here for sure. Yep. Typical.
Oh.
Yeah, he actually does get it. This guy literally copied my team, got some coaching, and now he just sees the vision always. All right. So Rob Jr., my personal goat, has not been doing so hot recently. I'm not gonna lie. I looked at his his DCL records and stuff. He's pretty negative, but he's still my goat. You know, respect. How's he doing in this DPL? I'm not too sure, but I think he's been doing okay. And King of Crook, there's someone new to DPL, right?
Yeah.
Click Control C and then Control V, but some things got shifted up when it pays, so it's a little off. Yeah, copy my homework, but change it a little so they don't know.
Well.
The Kelio's 15-1 in 3 games. Yeah, I saw that. Super Beast mode. How's Rob doing so far?
Wait, which team is he on? He's on the...
Slime season.
Oh yeah, slime.
Slime season. Slime season.
Okay, he's 3-2. Well, wait, I just spoiled.
Oh my god, this guy.
My
Okay,
bad.
let's get into the
Hey,
game.
no, we don't know. We don't know which game is.
Okay, dude. Okay, dude. Oh my god, he just choice Scarf Shell Smash. Oh my god. Yeah, he's just the GOAT for that. Oh wait, screens. Sunny Day Zapdos. It's actually Sunny Day Vileplume. Oh my god.
Yeah, I was gonna say.
He's back. He's back like he never left. Oh, Spirit Break. That's actually so annoying. And Taunt to prevent growth?
And taunt.
Oh,
but he
17.
got 17.
17. Yo, Vileplume needs to get a job. Oh my god. Knock off into the...
No, but watch this Crustle. Watch this Crustle pack watch, by the way.
Oh my god, he's gonna have Sturdy and... Oh my god. Wait, it doesn't
It's
even
not
need Sturdy.
Weak armor. And weak armor
it doesn't
Scarf.
kill. Do you have Sneak?
No, but it's not Sneak.
Oh, it's plus 2 Scarf, so it's faster. Oh my god. Okay, doesn't even remove the helmet. Crustle sucks.
Okay, but it 1v1 in Aegis Slash.
It really did.
I mean...
Yo, that Aegis Slash was gonna go so stupid this game.
Big Crustle.
Yeah. Alright, Grimstalk gets the screen up into Life Orb Kyurem. Very greedy Kyurem set. But I guess you're really banking on Starmie to spin for that. And then, like, the power boost is really noticeable for a lot of these guys.
This Grimstar is like AV likely.
It really is. Like, how do you do that? But it's also trick to power herb. So, like... Is Grimsnarl the GOAT? He might be. The Rise of Grimsnarl needs to be studied. Yeah, this season it's been kind of popping off, I'm not gonna lie. Alright, Salmons finds a DD opportunity. Gets a second DD on the Zapdos, but a Reflect is gonna go up. Like, we're just going to the moon, I guess. Volswitch is 51? Oh my god. Holy shit. Oh, Crook lives? Oh my god. 96%. Gets the Moxie boost. Nihilego comes in. Scarfer revenges the Scarfer. And
yeah,
plus 1 special attack. Starmie in. It's Scarf Starmie. Doesn't even risk the Hydro here.
Yeah, revealed.
Well, Hydro doesn't kill, right? It's a Nihilego.
The Cinderace was also plus 1 like from bulk up in the Starmie revenge.
Yeah. Flip turns on the Grimmsnarl sack into the Vileplume. Lando comes in. What do we see here? Earthquake does a lot. Petal Blizzard does not a lot. Oh, this guy, he does not have like 1/10 the aura of Scoville, and I swear to God, like this game, it lost all of its aura from the previous time.
Yeah, the 3D.
It's a
3D
net
Balph
negative,
was
actually. 18? Okay, the Sludge Bomb into Grim, I can like sort of give you a pass because that's like Spadef Grim with a light screen up and you're -1. Like, I get it, bro. That's a lot to deal with. But you're
This is
neutral.
also -1.
Oh, it's physical, right? Petal Blizzard's physical.
Yeah.
Oh my God. So we
It's
just
for, I guess, for Night Lego, but like, at that point, you're like, I feel like you're stretching yourself too thin, your EVs, because you're just gonna be weak on both sides.
Okay. Yeah. Negative aura
Yeah,
for that
but-
one. Still have to hit 2 Hydro Pumps, but I mean, you can afford to miss one and you'll be fine.
Yeah.
There he misses one. Still fine, but you really need to hit the second one now. And he does connect. Alright, so Rob Jr. is defeated by King of Crook. Good game, honestly. That was fun to watch.
That was Stormy backlash.
Yeah.
Yeah, Stormy really clutched.
Why is everyone trying to copy with the chlorophyll grass types? They want to steal your flow so bad. Alright, now we have Pyronox versus II, so 2 pretty good players. We see a Mawile versus Mawile resist Bronzong, so yeah, gonna go crazy this game. Probably gonna be Hypercutter to make sure Lando is not an initial switch in. You don't really need Intimidate for a lot of these guys, a lot of special attackers. Azulf, looking kind of threatening, right? Just Psychic plus Fire coverage. Maybe Dazzling Gleam for the Kyurem. Seems pretty reasonable. What am I doing analyzing the matchup? We're here to watch the game. Garchomp leads off. What's that?
Bronzong's like the resist to everything.
Yeah, I don't like teams like this where Bronzong has to do everything. The only time I ever used Bronzong and I actually liked it was on the double steal with Skarm. Like, I thought Bronzong was really nice on that team, but here, nah.
Also,
Counterpoint.
another funny thing. Oh, my bad. Another funny thing to note is that Garchomp literally doesn't beat a single mon on this team, which is pretty hilarious.
Yeah, this is like the world's worst Garchomp matchup. Goes for Dragonclaw, gets crit by Ice Beam and Frozen. Yeah, it wasn't doing anything anyways, bruh. Like, look at it. I don't know why we're stacking health on Zapdos just to save a 1 HP Frozen Garchomp. Like,
No, I actually get it though. It's because later on, once rocks go up, you get your T spikes here, and then you can spin block.
oh, spin block, yeah. So smart. Heavy Slam Bronzong does a lot to Roselia. Now, does it have Synthesis? You have Synthesis, you can stay. If not, you gotta go. And now Roselia is basically dead for a T-Spike up, but that's all it was there for. You know what I mean?
Yep. Yeah.
Mawile in. It is Intimidate, actually. So I was just
For
proven
the Heaven
wrong.
Slam,
Unfortunate. Coldberry, not going to be close to enough.
Yep.
Now Lando comes in. Now... Okay, remember
Never
what we
mind,
said
I
about
lied.
stacking for the spin? Just a bunch of liars.
Not bad.
Zapdos comes in. Probably HP Ice here. Into the Kyurem slot. Yep. And now, what's going to come in on this Kyurem? We actually roost as Zapdos to, stall a little bit with the T-Spike. I get it. If it doesn't have Roost, you can do this. But it does have Roost, so you can't do this.
Now you have to pick.
Yo, Blitz.
You have your Roselia stack. Oh wait, straight into
Blitz is,
Tarak.
wait. Hashtag jealous is crazy. What is my chat?
Yo.
What is my chat? Anyways, Banded Tarak looking pretty scary here. There's no rock resist. The Bronzong's dead. Earthquake's into the Zapdos, so Pyro gets that play right. And now Volt switches on the Kyurem. Really nice stuff. Into Terrakion to claim now. We're going to see a sack here. Lando sack on the Stone Edge, unless
Yep,
it
doesn't need to
misses.
sack.
So sad. Goes for the roll here, but actually lives and gets Aya Papa Berry, so completely free of charge Rock Polish there. Roselia's going to go down to Earthquake. And now something has to revenge this Lando. It's going to be the Azulf. If this has knockoff, are we cooked? I think we just lose if it's knockoff. Misses Stone Edge though, so that was cool. Z move to
Wait,
knock
is
out
Z
the
move
Lando.
like is Z move like the same knockoff thing as like a Mega? Like you don't take
Yeah,
boosted
you don't take
damage.
boosted damage. It's like a 65 base power, but still, it would do a lot to Azelf.
Yeah, but I think it lives. So.
Maybe it lives, yeah. My head calc says it was a roll. How about that? It hits in the
Well.
nasty plot. On the U-turn comfy, sure. Now Serp comes in. Is it going to be Scarf? Serp? It is Scarf. Doesn't KO.
Kill.
Azelf is hard-bodied. KO's the Serp.
Think
You are
about
in
if,
range of comfy now, but...
Maybe if he won, if he Draining Kiss with Comfy first and then went to Scarf Serve.
Maybe. I don't know. U-turns on Maul, sacks the Blastoise. Sure. And then now Kieran Black comes in. We sack Zapdos to the Ice Beam. Oh, after the Roost. Yeah. Well, after Roost, you can sack it. It's fine. This Roost is probably silly. I mean, it doesn't make a difference, right? Yeah, a little bit of waffling never hurt nobody. Okay, there's
I
a
think he
Zimu.
positioned well enough. He positioned well enough to where he needed a Stone Edge hit to win the game.
Yeah, like here you just have to Stone Edge, right? Comfy coming in on CC is like a game loss. So you just Stone Edge, you hit your one, and now it's just a simple Mawile sack into CC, and that's going to be the game. Folks, is Terrakion back? Loki, I see it doing insane work every single game. Might be back.
Maybe not the Gen 9 one. The one on Undead keeps complaining about his Terrak. Saying it's
His Terrak
terrible.
won, bro.
It did.
His Terrak, he's really complaining about winning. I hate people like that. Serp might suck. Yeah. 25% chance for Noct to kill after rocks, but if Lando's Ada and Azel's is no bulk, he's gonna have some bulk, right? Not a whole lot, but a little bit. It might be back, yeah. Terrakion just kind of aura farming this week. Kind of cool. Alright, low QP versus Teriso. Oh my god, I'm gonna have to bully Teriso now. No, he's so nice. We were watching this in call, being like, man, Teriso wins if he just clicks one button, and he just refuses to click that one button so many times in this match. It's kind of unlucky. We'll look into it, but yeah. So Terra Fire on the Moth, and then the other Terra, is it Sinistra? Is it Grass Sinistra?
I can quickly check.
I don't know. I'm pretty sure the Moth is Terraing anyways. But on the other side, Terra Water on the Ogerpon, Terra Water on the Quillfish dash Hisui. Roaring Moon leads off into the Quillfish dash Hisui. Free T-Spike, Spike, anything you want here. Goes for a Spike, Donphan comes in. Could be a spin here. Ogerpon comes in as rocks go up. Now here, we double to Gliscor predicting the Sinistra. Fair enough.
No, he's too good.
He's actually too good. Now Donphan comes in on a rocks. Okay.
But the thing is, you're getting them all up, and then what? then
the Donphan's just gonna spin, right?
Yeah.
But still, you can go for a Toxic here, which he does have. It's the
Yeah.
Donphan, but it's a Lumberry. Oh no! Oh shucks. But it's fine. You can just Toxic again, honestly. But no, we rock up in front of the Donphan, which. And then we take an Ice Spinner and don't even Toxic it.
Oh.
That's 3 turns on Donphan, 4 turns on Donphan. We're gonna keep counting, by the way.
That's barely a turn. Come on now.
Okay, 4.5 turns on Donphan, right? Doubles the Gliscor. Again, predicting Sinistra. Fair enough.
All right, he's too good.
Now you Toxic here. You Toxic. Yes. Go Teriso. He's so good. He's so good. All right, 6 turns for Donphan. I'm about to see 7 turns for Donphan. U-turn. Okay, so we revealed U-turn, and we have now revealed on our set that we cannot touch Moth to save our life, and it will come in every single time to collect with Fire Blast. Cool. All right, why are we U-turn last? What is benefiting off of a U-turn? Why are we not just Earthquake? Whatever. Doubles again to Gliscor. I lost track how many turns for this Donphan. 4, 5, 6, 7. 7 turns on Donphan, and now Moth comes in. He dodges Fire Blast though, so it's fine. It's fine. Goes for a U-turn though, into Ogre Pawn. Now you have to Terra here and just like Synth here. Go ahead, get your HP back. No, we knock off the Sinistra, which is not a 2-hit KO. So now our Ogre Pawn is weak, in range of 2 Fire Blasts, and we go Gliscor on Roaring Moon. Now here, I think you have to Toxic or Rocks, right? Rocks up to limit Iron Moth is pretty fair. Now that the Donphan is very low, hard to spin.
Yeah, I
You
think
could rock here. You could also Toxic, right? Because there's no reason for Loki P to ever not just go Moth, right? No reason. He can go for U-turn, but U-turn on Protect is just free recovery, so you'd rather just hard switch.
As Donphan is also possible.
Going Donphan, I don't like that play, because like you're gonna get rocks up and then a Protect, and then like you get U-turned on, and then or something. Honestly, you don't even U-turn. You just Toxic again, stay in, Protect again.
Yeah.
Rocks guaranteed up. But no, we decide to Protect on the hard Iron Moth, which could never be punished.
No.
And now Ogre Pawn is going to come in. The only Mon that can take a Fire Blast is going to get 2-hit KO'd on the switch, because this is Scarf Iron Moth. Yeah. But, even better, Loki P says, we win the ties. Total bait.
W bait.
It's actually Scarf. And he eats the bait so hard. To be fair, if he was slower, this Sword Stance was still wrong, you know? Because he would be a normal type and freaking die. But hey, now Iron Moth, Loki, he doesn't even need to take this chip. But Quick Attack, sure. And dodges another Fire Blast, never punished. Right, now, I mean, that was a turn where you Sword Stance again, like, right? Because the Iron Moth, that's the biggest threat of all time. You're never sacking that guy. So if you're out of range of a flip or of a Jet Punch, which is a baby Palafin, surely you are, then you just Sword Stance again. Or you could even go for like a double edge there. I think double edge predicting a switch would have been fine. But Quick Attack, I think, was a questionable decision. Then Pyreball misses the Donphan, but that doesn't matter because, yeah. Here we double edge. Yeah, now we're in range of Palafin.
Yeah. I was
so,
gonna
like,
say, I don't know about that one.
Now we Quick Attack for 47.
Oh, he's so good for that flip turn.
He's so good. Well, I mean, that kind of reveals Scarf Palafin, I think. Just, you don't click that ever, unless you're Scarf.
Yeah.
And now Flamethrower is going to break the shell. Gets the burn. No! So Rock Polish here. And if you actually look at it, right? Rock Polish kills Moth, kills Palafin, kills Sinistra at 47. Roaring Moon, it won't kill, but you don't die in return to most sets, I think. And then Zapdos can take a hit, but he goes hard Zapdos on Terra Starstorm, gets 2 KO'd, so that was kind of raw. That was kind of raw.
Oh, never mind, he does! He's prepped for everything.
Endure on the Ice Beam. So we're going to see a Custap here, but...
Yeah.
Okay, hard Gliscor, sure. On the Discharge, that's GOAT. Rocks up, rocks up, rocks up, rocks up, rocks up, rocks up. Please get your rocks up. Please, 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 please. Yes! Rocks up.
Alright. Yeah, this game looks so over.
And
he has the Healing Wish Gardevoir?
Yep. Healing Wish into the turtle. Toss the H-Wish in the air and get my turtle back a shell.
Oh, now you Rock Polish it, it's over.
Alright, Discharge, can para.
Oh, it does it para? No?
Wait, no Rock Polish.
Oh, no!
Oh my god!
Oh, no.
So...
Oh, man.
Guys. Surely the play is you Rock Polish, and then Roaring Moon, either it's banded, right, and it kills you, but you have, like, the chance to freeze with Ice Beam, or it just doesn't kill you, and you kill everything, and you win.
I don't think banded kills.
Well, I mean, spoiler alert.
Oh.
It does.
Mine.
We see an Intimidate. Pretty big things. He goes for Crunch, though, like, which wouldn't kill. So...
Oh, yeah.
You could have just attacked there, low-key.
We're stuck in pre-DLC, by the way, with Crunch, Roaring Moon.
Crunch Roaring Moon is crazy, yeah. Poison Jabs the Iron Moth, huge. But now Roaring Moon comes in. No Intimidate to speak of.
Yeah.
That's one.
Yeah.
And
Uh-oh.
this is banded, by the way.
Uh-oh.
Boom.
Boom.
Didn't want to log Outrage on Quill. Yeah, I get it. Because if you 2-KO Quill, you get full confused
Yeah,
on
you-
Rock Polish. That's the only way you can lose, right?
Yep. And Jet Punch probably, like, after Crunch, it's in Jet Punch range anyways.
Yeah, fair enough. But anyways, bro. Tough luck, buddy. You'll get him next time. Alright, now
No.
Sablo versus AM22. Alright, two dinosaurs going at it.
I'll be back.
Yep. We see a Trevenant, which is cool. And we also see a Tauros, which is also cool. The Tauros is a massive threat as long as the Trevenant is gone. Like, you know what I mean? Like, that's the only thing stopping it. In terms of, like, major threats, the Guard is a huge threat, and the Zard is also a huge threat. Like, both of these teams lose to the opposing Mega, like, really hard. They didn't match up against the Ladies Man Life Orb Quick Play. They would have won too. So true. So true. Anyone else gets packed by Terapagos. But LowQP, he teared a Psychic type and mind controlled his opponent to not Rock Polish. That was so great. Dinosaurs didn't even exist yet when Sablo and AM22 started playing Mons. Yo, did they actually invent dinosaurs? That's kind of wild.
Also, this Tauros matchup looks absolutely insane. Like, look at the speed tier.
Yeah, it's so good. But anyways, let's get into the game. Gren leads off into the Nidoking. Good lead for the Gren. Taunts the rocks. Does taunt the rocks, so that
He's
means
so
it's
good.
probably Scarf, or not Scarf, it's a Sash Nidoking lead. Anyways, these layers are going all the way up. Oh my god. Infernape does come in, and it is going to be Mach Punch. Now, is that Scarf Mach to handle, like, a Water Shuriken? We don't know.
Yeah, maybe.
Could be. Now, Zard comes in, goes for a Dragon Claw. Potentially 2-KOs the Rotom. Looks like a roll. Goes for a sub.
Oh, this sequence was kind of hilarious. So he subs, like, predicting, like, a T-Wave or something.
Yeah.
And then now the Rotom's out of range after lefties. But
Yeah.
it was all planned because now you get the Flame Charge. I guess
Yep.
it doesn't matter because Scarf Infernape prevent.
Yeah. But it was cool. It looked cool.
Yeah, it looked cool, exactly.
Uxie
But
comes
if
in on
you're
a crit.
like, Zark could have ended that at full HP, which is
Yeah, but these
which
rocks are
would've been
going
pretty
up, and now you have major hazard advantage. And the Nidoking has to, like, basically die to trade rocks. So yeah, Sablo in the driver's seat here, and Trevenant gonna be switched in. I mean, this is the only Tauros counterplay, so obviously Sablo's
Yeah, I was
just gonna
say, I
stay
feel like
in.
Tauros would-
Yeah, just chip this thing down. The J-Ricky Citrus Berry, kind of awesome. I'm
Oh.
not gonna lie, I was in call with J-Ricky when this message was sent. Technically, he did deny it, but it didn't seem very convincing, if you know what I mean.
Oh yeah.
Okay, Zard comes in on a Leech Seed, gets a free entry point, you know. Managed to
living on
find an extra
1%.
KO out of the Zard. That was kind of crazy. Now, Infernape comes in because we're, like, speedrunning the hazard game, losing to Tauros,
Yeah,
right?
I was gonna say, like, that's your-
you need that
or you,
guy.
like,
You need that guy
losing to
desperately. Cherokee into a lot freakier shit.
Yeah, and it's back again. I feel like
Yeah.
you can go.
We just lost our
accidentally-
Infernape, and now Tauros is gonna win once it comes in.
Yep.
Alright,
And then we have the
Zapdos.
Iron Fist. It's not even Blaze.
Yeah. I mean, maybe it is. Maybe it's just Fizz Up Zapdos, and it just eats that like that. I don't know.
Actually, maybe.
Anyways, Empoleon donated to
That's
charity.
off his depth Zapdos.
Yeah. And now Guard takes 50, but like Tauros already won this like 5 minutes
Dude,
ago.
Snubble lived on 1% twice in one game.
Yeah, kind of crazy.
And
the
the main
goat.
character wins.
Yeah. I said shout out J-Ricky so much my phone auto fills it after typing shout out. The phone knows what's up. Yo, Addison, we do not need to say that in a public chat. I get it though.
Nah, don't
What's the
let,
se-
don't let that stop you from telling the truth. Say what
Yeah.
you said.
So let's see, what's the series looking like? That's 1-0 for Trick of Eye, 1-1,
1-1.
2-1, 3-1 for Trick of Eye going into game 4. Why is she outing you like that? I don't know, bruh. I thought you paid for confidentiality. Yeah. Anyways, J-Ricky might be in the running to become the most influential draft league player of all time. Like, what other player gets so many people to use one item? I don't know. He kind of invented Citrus Berry, huh?
About this matchup, though, I want to point out how Fortress looks so good.
It really does, honestly. Meowscarada, the Baxcalibur. You can spin versus Tinglu pretty comfortably. Yeah, Fortress looks awesome. Let's find out how he uses it. Terra Fairy on the Zarude, Terra Flying on the Enam, Terra Fighting Corv. Is that Ghost on Mismagius, I think? Wait, Zarude leads off into Meowscarada. Terra Fairy immediately on the U-turn. Makes sense. Now what's coming in? Corviknight in on Zarude. On the knockoff, we see Helmet. No, we see Leftovers. We stay into knockoff again on the U-turn predict. So now the Corv is weakened in his head. Now Slowking comes in here on a Specs Terrablast Flying, does 52%, but eject buttons out into the Baxcalibur, which takes 1. Emphasis on 1, right? Oh my god. And trades with the Icicle Spear. You gotta think about all the eject buttons are being used because they want to prove L5 wrong that it's bad.
I mean, that was a pretty good eject
It makes
button.
sense on regen mons. I don't mind it on like Slowking G, on like Slowbro and Swish. Stuff like that, I think it can work. But when people put it on stuff like Quillfish, I've seen it on that. It's like, whoa. Get a job, right? There's just so much self-goobing. I saw it on a Hitmontop. That was epic. Didn't do anything, but like, he's cool. So what you're saying is the team Brian is using is bad because when has Fortress ever had a good matchup like ever? I mean, I just will hate watch any team with a Fortress on it. So if you want me to root against you, just put a Fortress on your team. I'll do it. You know? Didn't even see the Glow King have it. He was just raw roasting eject button. He didn't even realize it was in the game. That's kind of raw. Wait, week 7 we play you have to run mono citrus berries and I have to run mono lefties. I'm not gonna lie, I was like this close to running mono citrus berry in my playoff game against J-Ricky. I was so close.
It's like science experiments.
I hate eject button. Only use well on regen. You only ever used it well on once on non-regen mons. You hate eject button. Okay. Yeah, don't use it on non-regen mons. It's just literally bad. Alright, Zarude comes in on the Ice Shard. Fair enough.
This looks so good so far.
Yeah, it looks really good for Brian. And taunts the Corviknight as well. Prevents like a Roost, Iron Defense, all that stuff. Can just stay in. Yeah, clearly no Iron Head on this guy. Now Tinglu comes in. Can just taunt this again.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Ruination.
Dodges Ruination,
no.
but I mean, come on. Knocks off the boots. Really impactful. Another missed Ruination. No. I mean, if it's not a Hypnosis, he can't hit it. I get it. No Heavy Slam on this as well.
Triggermon was making a lot of jokes about that. They were saying like, oh, it's trying to mock with Kaif's team, but he just has no Hypnosis mods.
Yeah, what are you supposed to do, right?
Yeah.
And the Fortress is tricked. GG.
Oh, the threat neutralized.
Yep. Now Tinglu comes in on rocks. Gonna trade rocks here. I assume anyways.
Because Scarf body press actually claims though.
Yeah. You say that? It's not true.
Hey, it doesn't look bad. Like now that the Stoice is getting chipped and the Corv is low.
Yeah, you're right. Free spin though.
Yeah.
Now what? This Mirror Herb Zarude. Trying to come in on DD backs makes sense.
I think if he went Miss Mag on the spin, that would have been really nice.
Yeah, would have been. Well, now he goes to it. Takes a lot of chip. Now Fortress comes in and gets U-turned on. Shout out Draft League. Let's go.
I feel like he's never gonna knock there, so I think.
Yeah, you already tricked the Fortress.
Yeah.
And you get your heal on Corv now. The Corv isn't a threat. You have a G-King. She just comes in forever, but I guess I'll just meow in. We just don't knock off for fun. I get it. Alright, Slow King doesn't punish it though. Just chilly out into Fortress. Not sure why we sacked all our health on our G-King for our Fortress to get a free switch in.
Yeah.
Why does that not do a KO? Why does that not do a KO?
No.
Yo, Fortress is actually awful. I've seen enough. Is overloading your team with gimmicks a good excuse in case you lose? Yes. Wait, free spin? Fortress is the GOAT.
I think he could have gone Fortress on the EQ so that he could preserve the G-King.
Yeah,
later the
probably.
G-King would have been very, very useful.
Mm-hmm. Alright, Meow comes in, sacks the Fortress. Triple Axel
this
kind of
was
claims
actually
every
great.
time.
This part was crazy. How Meow just lives.
Yeah, that's kind of raw from Meow, not gonna lie.
Yeah, Miss Mag is homeless.
Now Roaring Moon comes in. Is this Scarf as well? No, so we just
Nope.
don't have Ice Shard on backs, or what?
It's dead to rocks.
Oh, it is? True,
Yeah,
yeah.
it took a terrible.
Alright, Zarud versus the World. Oh,
yeah.
doesn't
Dude,
taunt
Zarud
the
actually
Corv.
would have won if it weren't for that.
He just forgot to taunt the Corv, no.
No. I mean, I get it, because if you taunt a U-turn, you're really low at that point. I think Meow might kill.
Yeah, you do. I mean, it's still gonna 1v1 the Corv, right? But it's gonna take a long time to do it, and you're gonna run out of synthesises.
Oh, well, we'll see.
Always hate Game Freak for making Corv look so cool to only make it a defog U-turn bot. They need to add like some hidden mechanic where Corviknight just gets one shot by Gigaton Hammer. You know what I mean? I feel like that needs to happen. Or at least make it super effective, right? Lore accurate. And one more synthesis, and this Corv is still at 42. So I think actually you're cooked.
Yeah. I think the only win con was getting the plays right, because he taunted every time, even though like Kaif never tried to go for Roost.
I mean, I get it. If it gets +4, you're like super duper cooked.
Yeah, but then I mean he loses anyway, so
Yeah.
might as well go for it.
No more synths. I mean, this is the last body press, so at least you don't KO like Moon or anything. We have U-turn for Moon, which is probably gonna be enough.
Yeah, literally.
Yeah. Okay.
And yeah, now Max is dead to rock. Yeah, that's
That's me the game.
Reed.
Yo, early game that looked pretty nice for Brian, but yeah, that's tough, buddy. You tried to set up Corv, man. Game Freak punished me 10. Okay, J-Ricky, a 10% over the course of like 17 turns is not just 10%. Okay? Let's get that through your skull. Because I'm pretty sure I clicked Flamethrower like 16, 17 times versus your Corv.
Let's go for close.
Okay, okay, I get it, yeah. Nice save, J-Ricky. I get it.
Oh, of course, of course.
Guys, I think L5 may have lucked J-Ricky. He said you clicked it 5 times, but I distinctly remember I was thinking, am I going to get PP stalled out of flamethrowers? And I looked and I had single digit left. So that's at least 15 that I clicked in the game. So yeah. Anyways, Joshua versus Dawn Midst. Yep, math. Yeah, and it wasn't pressure either. But anyways, back to DPL.
I remember what you said about hate watching Fortress. I'd be doing the same thing with Bronzong. I like really
Yeah,
hope...
same. These useless steel types, I swear to God. A Lando mirror, kind of goat. But yeah. Bolt mirror as well. SV Bronzong is not real. Hard agree. Alright, let's get into the game. We see Terra Fairy on Donmit's
Oh, what is
side.
Dragon and the other is Fairy?
Oh my
Dawn is
God.
already in Josh's bed.
Exactly, yeah. Alright, Lando leads off. Forces out the Raging Roger into Bronzong, the greatest Lando check of all time. Psych, it's just free rocks from Tinkaton. Never mind, Hypnosis God. Free rocks for Zong, W. I think, yeah. Instant wake up,
Wait, why
rocks
was
up.
this Kife's team? I feel like Kife should have used the bronze on this.
Tearing Fairy in front of a Tinkaton is kind of wild, right?
Yeah, wait.
Why did this happen? He just really wanted that Fairy typing.
I get it. I guess if you're Bolton, I get it.
Now your Bronzong's chip, you need the Draco switch in, but like, Joshua could have called that so easily, you know what I mean? AV Aloe takes on...
I think it's reasonable to expect knock there.
Yeah, but like, if he Gigatoned, oh my god.
Oh,
He'd be so cooked.
Yeah.
Yeah. Alright, Tinkaton in on Raging Bolt, forced out now. Can just go for another knock if you want. I'll play rough. What was that predicting? You thought the Samurai was coming in?
I guess.
Dodges Hypnosis. Not everyone can be Kaif, I get it.
Well, he hit the first one, kinda.
Yeah.
Okay, well, hit the third one.
This is just about lore accurate Hypnosis. 2 for 3. Yeah, that's
about
that's right.
Bronzong's second best move, honestly. They run his best move.
Rocks Hypnosis in that order.
Yeah.
Alright, Aloe in. This is going to be a free Ceaseless here.
Yeah.
Looks to be a defensive Tinkaton. Leftovers, going to shrug that off. Now Lando comes in.
I feel like everyone calls Samurai mid, but I feel like the free spikes are so annoying.
It's low-key good, but also it just do not be winning. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I mean, still though, Ceaseless Edge, like all you need to do is click Ceaseless Edge more than once and
it's very brainless, yeah. Like here, he's clicked Ceaseless Edge into a resist 2 times, and look at the value. Look at all the shit on the floor.
Yep.
Yep. Bolt comes in, Bronzong sack, makes sense. Draco Meteors, no fear on that Raging Bolt coming in. Now Bolt gets to come in, and something's gonna die in return, right? Unless this is AV Lando. Nope.
I don't think that's
I don't think it's AV. Yeah.
Uh-oh.
Counterpoint, I hate missing spikes. I mean, if you're afraid to click 90% moves, find another game, like... Alright, low sweep is actually super cool here. Allows you to go for an ice bump follow-up on the Lando. Avoid a sack, basically.
Also good for
Terrapagos, yeah. And it's gonna come in clutch again. AV Okie Dokie looks like. And something's gonna die here. Gets the poison. Nice stuff. So you either go hard Sneasler or you sack something. And we're gonna sack something.
Back. Shout out Okie Dokie.
Yep. Okie Dokie's low-key super good. Like, low-key, high-key, that might be the GOAT. Charles is not doing anything. Gets the spin off, but like...
Yeah, he died
for... the SD? He said, I'll do it myself. He actually just said, I'll do it myself. Goes Sneasler on predicted Thunderclap. No such luck. But it is the J-Ricky Citrus Berry, so it's out of range of Clap. And now gets the Unburden, which is completely useless in this in-game. But CC's going to do a lot. This is AV Aloe. It can't Wish Protect.
Spoiler, it's Scarf Raging Bolt. So
oh, is it?
Didn't matter.
Oh, cool.
Yep.
I mean...
Because it was Dragon versus Bronzong, but like, he honestly got counter prep because, yeah, the favorite.
Wait, does he win?
So.
Scarf T-Bolt?
Yeah. Dude, so... He should have, like, with the Samurai,
nice.
I don't think he should have killed the Alamomola, because I think if he SD'd on the Alamomola, then
you kill everything?
Yeah.
Yeah, maybe. That's true, actually.
He didn't see Scarf coming, though.
Yeah. He was, like, setting up an endgame for my Fairy Bolt to be in front of your Dragon Bolt, and, like, honestly, can you blame him? Like, that's not a bad thought process.
Yeah.
But it's just Scarf. Non-Terra Okie Dokie is so fire. I mean, Terra Okie Dokie is like fire as well. But it's just good raw as well. Right now, Joshua, that's going to put the series to what?
4-2.
This was 3-2, 4-2. So Trigger might win one more game and they win the week. And then Slime Season needs to win out to tie it up. Can they do it? Let's find out. Oh my god.
Win out with Game 8 Fagos? Oh, they're cooked.
Yeah, it's actually over. But we're on game 7 right now with Skyhorse versus Toxic. Two good players historically, right? Skyhorse, he's on his return arc. I get it. Oh,
We're so back.
we're actually so back. Yep. All right.
I'll keep your eyes out on that 4th mon, but or I guess it's right in front of us now.
Regigigas. Yeah, and it's burned. But it Toxic's the Mew. Huge.
Oh, this burn does not matter.
No, it does not. It protects to stall out. Gets
Yeah,
spiked
that was,
up on like a boss.
That was questionable to protect.
Yeah. No, it was actually just not revealing information. You'll see.
Dude, I love this set.
AV
They called
Azu
that, yeah.
goes for a knock, expecting Lando to switch, but no such luck. Gonna trade 1-for-1 with rocks up. Now Regigigas comes into Toxtricity. This is gonna be ideal for Skyhorse because you're gonna see the only viable switch in is Steelix, which is going to get hit by Earth Power, and the game's over. Like, oh my god, Kartana just won. Oh my god.
Slow start just doesn't affect special Regigigas.
Yeah.
That's actually kind of cool.
Still does 13 to Mew, like, shout out.
Yeah.
And these spikes are going up, but Mew's toxic. People just don't rate Dogi as much without Terra. I find it underrated as a standalone Mon right now. Yeah, fair
I think
enough.
a lot of Mons get psychic coverage. That's, I think, the main gripe about it.
Reminder, Regigigas is 1 point. Hey man, blame Addison.
No, dude, Skywars is like 0-2 for protecting.
No, he's terrible. No. Anyways, Mew gonna weaken the Reggie, but like, oh, we went hard Weavile? Why are we taking chip on
honestly,
Weavile?
This Reggie still did amazing work.
Oh my
Killed
god.
did half to the Steelix, half to the Weavile.
Yeah,
and
it's
then
banded Weavile at least, so
he
it's gonna KO. Now Scarf Cart comes in, your Lix is weakened. Oh my god, it's over.
Yeah, now from this position, it like the Latios comes to revenge, but if it revenges with like a stab move. then
Oh, I
Metagross
remember
can
this
stab.
endgame now. Oh my god.
Yeah.
This is so cursed. So Shadow Ball knocks out
Dude.
Kartana. Makes sense. You don't want to take the -2 and you want to cover the Metagross switch in. Now Kyurem comes in because it's Scarf Lottie. DD's on the Mew sack. Kind of crazy, right? You knock out the Mew for sure.
Yeah.
And now Scarf Latios comes in. It's a free Draco at this point. Oh
Are you saying
my god.
yeah,
And roost
Curve
it
is
off.
abused. I think the funniest part though is what comes after. So okay, I mean, sure, this is fine.
Mhm.
But if you check like a couple of turns later,
Yeah.
gotta wait a bit. The Weavile has to come
Yeah,
back.
Weavile gets sacked for the Ice Shard super crit, and Kyurem just wins at this point. Like, nothing that
But the
Toxic can
funniest
do.
turn is this turn. Because his
Pause?
entire time it was faster. So on the turn it DD'd again, if the Latios stayed into Draco, it just won.
Yeah,
I
but
think
like
maybe
that's
better.
it's an impossible click to make. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But yeah, that's gonna be the game. Oh my god.
But I guess he should have calced the Draco damage. I don't know, maybe it was barely outsped.
But the thing is,
I
like,
don't
you
know.
roost on the first one, you should roost on the next one after. Right?
Yeah,
That's what
true.
Tox was thinking. That's what Skyhorse should have clicked, right? It's like you should have clicked that and then DD again on the Weavile, maybe if you were gonna DD again. But at this point, like +1 is good enough,
For the
right?
sake of, for the sake of like suspense, we'll just say that Toxic won that, so that we have a 4-3 series, game 8,
Oh,
Fagos
nice.
on the,
Just lie to my
line.
viewers, why don't you? Just
Yes.
lie, bro.
Oh, this is so intense.
Oh my
Come
god.
on, it's the last game of the stream.
It is. So we have game 8 Fagos, otherwise known as Xanax Xerneas. Shucks, too bad this is the last game of the series and we can go on to the next series.
It's also the last series, so.
Yeah, this is the last one we're covering. Stream is going to be over soon. Then I got to play my BBR playoff game in 30 minutes. And I have gotten
so
like
hyped
3
for that.
bucks. Yep, so we're going to win. Do not watch this. We're going to watch this. We're going to do it. Alright, Ganondorf, this is Ethan with a B. Some call it Beethan. Some call it Ethab. I don't know what I'm going on
Yeah,
about.
I'm on
This is waffling.
Ethab.
Let's get into
Wait, so
the
we get
game.
Ethan. We get Ethan to Ethab.
Yeah. Alright, so Terra Ghost on the Hydrapple, which is the best Terra. And then Stellar on Enam. Alright. And then Ice on Chandelure, interestingly. Chandelure leads off into Iron Treads and forces it out. Staying in means that you're Scarf or Sash, probably. Keldeo comes in, goes for a Secret Sword, does 21 to Deoxys. Poverty. Now Overquill comes in on a Spike. Makes sense. Tusk in on Overquill also makes sense. You can spin, but like there's a Rotom, so just get rocks up, yeah. Shandy comes in.
Chandelure. He's so good.
Why did that work? That was kind of raw.
Yeah.
Anyways, now you can just go for like a Flamethrower, Shadow Ball. Overheat does 34 to Keldeo, which is kind of wild. So AV Keldeo for sure. Surfs the Enamorous for just under half, and it's going to be Scarf Enamorous and KO with the Terra Blast.
That definitely mattered.
It definitely mattered, bro. If Flashfire Overheat was doing 34, Terra Blast is not doing 32.
Yeah.
You can talk to my lawyers. Alright, Iron Valiant comes into Revenge, reveals Scarf in the process.
Poison jab, no.
Oh my god. And now Treads comes in.
Dude, this looks so bad for Faye, but this Treads saves the day.
Nice,
Treads
dude. Just
full-
spoil it.
Okay, it happens in like 2
yeah,
turns.
okay.
Come on
Rocky
now.
Helmet gets knocked off. Rapid spins away all the hazards. And Hydro Pump is hit by a Pasha Berry. And now rocks up on the Volt switch. This is Game 8 Fagos, by the way. Endeavor on the Rotom. On another Volt switch. And now the Rotom's in Rock's range. Oh my god.
Oh, but the Rotom is in Rock's range and completely dead, right? We wouldn't do
Yeah,
anything stupid here.
No, we would never do anything. Oh my god. This guy is so ass. Nice, dude. Just sack your entire Hydrapple. I get it, bro. Nice, dude. Just get bailed
Literally
out by an
any
all
other
out.
mod, I think, outsped and kill. I think Overquill
Every
outsped
single
was
one,
another
yeah. He's making Hydrapple look balanced. Then sacks Overquill to the Enamorous. Has to go Valiant to Revenge. At this point, you can kind of just Moonblast, right?
Yeah.
Boom. Moonblasted. Now, Metagross is going to come in, surely. Maybe you could have gone Chandelure, but you're dead to hazards, low-key.
Yeah, I think he probably died of 2 Moonblasts after.
Goes for a Psychic Fangs. Now, does this Rotom click Shadow Ball versus 3 Ghost Weeks and an Enamorous at 6%? Nah.
No.
Nah.
Hey, shade, yep. Even Hex work.
Yeah. Anyways, Deoxys is able to recover on Rotom, which is awesome here. Hydrapple gets to come in, though.
No, I get it, though, because you're, like, farming kills on Hydrapple.
Yeah, yeah.
It's, like,
it's
a leader.
Yeah. Because that totally matters. Now here's sack Rotom. Go Valiant. Then Shadow Ball sweep with him? Is that it?
We'll see.
Shadow Ball comes out. Metagross is going to come in at 45. Or no, less, because, oh, wait, no, I thought it was 3 spikes up. No, it's rocks and a spike. Wait, AV? KOs? Can Hydrapple do it?
Oh, can it do it?
Sucker
Yes,
Punch!
it can.
Oh my god.
Oh, he's too good.
Actually, aura farming. This game could have been so not close, but he just had to show off the Sucker Punch Hydrapple.
Of course.
I get it.
I respect that.
I get it. Anyways, that's going to lock up the series 6-2. A lot of blowouts this week. 6-2, 5-3, 6-2, 5-3. No ties, which is abnormal. Anyways, that's going to be it for the DPL stream. On my knees, sick to my stomach. Can't believe Fagos won. We got a hater in the chat.
Wait, can I add one more comment though? I feel
ahead.
like the moral of the story this week was to really focus on the hazard game in SV, because I feel like a lot of these games, like the Kyle Lax game where Webb's just 6-0'd, and then also that Faye game where there's 0 boots, really goes to show you how long like a spike and a like rock can go if you don't have boots or like good removal. So
Yeah, if your opponent doesn't prep for hazards, your hazards are gonna carry. So right.
Yeah.
I mean,
Well,
a lot of times you can just spin block, right, which is super useful in SV. But low-key, I
Yeah.
think the defoggers are coming back next season. I think people
I
have
agree.
realized you gotta have like a top 3 spinner, which includes Charles, by the way, or you need to have a defogger, Mandibuzz, Braviary, whatever it is, you know.
I feel like who's like ahead of the curve because I feel like he's already
is.
started to integrate
Look at
that in
this.
his strat. It's like you can't rely on just a spinner, even if it's a Tusk.
Dude, he has Treads and defog Mandibuzz. Yo, this guy's the GOAT. There are like 3 defoggers, yeah, but they're all gonna get drafted.
Yup.
It's Hawlucha, Mandibuzz, Corviknight,
Noivern.
Noivern's back. You heard it here first. Yup. Alright, that's gonna be it for me. Thanks everyone for watching. It's been a good stream. And we're out of here.